Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Let's Play as the USA, where we're running our command economy. It's finally running rather efficiently. Don't pay attention to the deficit over here because of the subsidies. Ugh, the poor railways and power plants. We're just going to try to see how far we can push this in a few hours, see how high we can get the GDP, how many of the remaining peasants and unemployed that we can employ. Although, thankfully, we have made it to where peasants are not like half the population anymore. They're only a fourth. This is now updated to the 1.8.3 update. So, what I've been told, what I've seen from some off-camera experience, is that the cultures that would be treated under violent hostility permanently, such as the Koreans, shouldn't migrate to us anymore. Now, I am noticing most of them are actually suffering only culturally erasure in our country, so maybe they will continue to migrate over to us. I think they will if we get to cultural exclusion, because then that would push it to cultural erasure. But the idea here is that cultures that would be forever under violent hostility in society should no longer be migrating to us. Now, in our case, it looks like since we're on total separation, they all eventually reach cultural erasure, which is not as bad, but it still sucks. So they might still come over here anyway. We'll see. We are going to finish off El Salvador. It looks like our torn up Japan here. I don't know why France has done this. France, why? What? How are you doing, France? Right, you hate us. Okay, you hate us. You like us. You hate us. Russia still likes us. That's great. Good job, Russia. Good job. We will just see where we go. I had kind of taken a look at some of the companies here. I've noticed that like the Tennessee Premium Foods here is paying an awful lot of money to their people now, thanks to how effective these are being. We really could use more food industries, but I've been kind of playing it with like benign neglect. I've just been kind of letting it build itself in the background very slowly. But it is building, and they build it very, very quickly, very efficiently. They only use like 20 construction of the 40 they would actually need, which is cool because it means they're not taking that much from us. If the gold reserves get too low here, we'll have to do something, but I'm pretty sure it's because of all those power plants we built. Because we built a bunch of these, and then we didn't really utilize power. Actually, we are utilizing power here. We're using it everywhere? No. No. So we need to switch a lot of the logging camps over. Got it. Okay, let's do that first. And realize some of these wheat farms are not using the best production method. Ooh, yes, mechanized slaughterhouses. Let's switch this over. Very nice. And then switch what we can here. That isn't going to immediately solve things, but I do see that we're below 200k now on our expenses, so that helped somewhere. Definitely helped in California. They have power now. Rather, they are using power now. who's the ethno-national, the trade union? Okay, yep, all right, sure. Good job, guys. Let's just ignore that. Let's just move on. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll research mass propaganda later just to see what happens after the paved roads are done. Just out of like game-based curiosity, you know. I'm just gonna let the timer start going because we have a war to do and things are gonna be a bit slower because now there's a lot more stuff and we're technically playing on an older build of an update from the older build or like a save. Technically. Can we do anything in this? Would any of them become a subject even though they're very small? 73, 67, not really. The Savoy Uprising. Man, I really should be putting an interest in Italy. Oh, I do have an interest in Italy. Oh, but it was, wait. Oh, is there capital? Ah, okay. Okay, because maybe we could have used that to get like an Italian puppet. I don't need an interest in Russia. One there. Because Italy keeps having these revolts. I would love to take advantage of one. And yes, thanks to being the latest update, the movements are now organized as they are. Political movements show up first, followed by cultural movements, and then religious movements, which is fantastic. It makes it so much easier to read. Because it's definitely these movements that I want to be seeing first. Ooh, I wonder if Britain will have a communist revolt. Britain's been doing very well this game. Better than I would have liked. I would have loved to have gotten into Russia to take Baku for the oil fields or Persia. Britain's kind of just slaughtered everyone over there at this point and really colonized. Ah, Italy has just formed its own power block. Oh, there might be another revolt in the near future. Although I see the anarchist movement is still a secessionist movement. I know a lot, like, the communists are usually revolutions. It says that it'll become revolutionary, revolution. Oh, feminist movement. This would become revolutionary, revolutionary. But, like, the anarchists, even though they're political, they're actually secessionist. Which I think is fitting. It makes sense. At least I think it makes sense to me. Gosh, our railways are really not profitable anymore ever since we kind of, just made transportation really, really cheap in most areas. We could utilize that to activate even more automation for hopefully more profits, but I think we're not at that stage yet with everyone that still needs to be employed. But yeah, we'll try to build up more states here, kind of go from there. I know Texas, we're really starting to build that up. We've kind of reduced the unemployment there to negligible levels. Oregon and Washington are where the unemployment is very high. What are, like, the needs issues? Clothes, service, grain, service, luxury, luxury. Well, at least they know what they want. Well, we'll get more textiles going up in both of these states then, because we can easily make what's needed for them now. And they should have plenty of infrastructure here. They do. So we'll just kind of get that going next. Well, suddenly we're making a profit. Uruguay's fine. We will make Venezuela a puppet, so Uruguay is now our puppet. Because it's funny. It's funny to me, at least. I do so enjoy the American market that has excluded a couple countries for no apparent reason. And then Brazil is just in it of their own free will. It's very funny. Are we not? Yep, that's what it is. Or manifesto for the Protestant traditional movement. Oh, wow, minus 50%. I didn't realize how much that did. Traditional movement should be down here. Yikes. Yeah, we're kind of suppressing the supremacist movement. See if I can't get a more happy movement around here. Technically, I had to suppress the fascist movement as well because it was causing problems. And boosted the anarchist movement because they would love to change the citizenship laws if they could ever get around to it. They probably won't. Labor is shockingly high. I guess it's just due to the systems that we have and all that, but it's like, it's shockingly high. And that's with a minus 10% attraction. I mean, I'll take it. I'm just surprised at how high it is. And then it's interesting that we don't have a communist or, like, other movements. It could just be because no agitators have ever appeared. And so it's kind of created the situation where they don't really appear. We do have the anarchists still. Can't grant you leadership. It's still not. Yeah, I remember what we were trying to do now. How do they get attracted to the anarchist movement? High literacy, low expectation, radical, various profession, agricultural employment. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Well, I mean, agricultural employment does happen, but I don't think they're that attracted to it. Yeah, labor and the fascist movement are kind of getting the bulk of them here, in part due to various agitators. 35 now from number of claims. Why do we have so many claims? I know we've got a claim up here in Alaska because we can't seem to quite colonize it. It's not really letting me, but I'm not sure where the rest of our claims are. I'm not sure where all these other claims are that we apparently have, or if they just really want to finish off Alaska and that's what's going on here. Well, that's fine. Russia is now invading the Japanese shogunate. Japan is just being bullied. Is this to make it a subject? No, it's to eat Kanto. Okay. Mecklenburg. Right. Germany never really unified this game. Well, we have defense in depth now. I see our construction pool finally ran out. Very good. That won't last. How is glass doing? I do see it's very high in price, and I want to find out why. Construction, then consumption. Porcelain's kind of... Wow, porcelain is up there in price. I just saw it said 14% base. 14% base price. I kind of want to build it in Indiana, because Indiana has a lot of pops. I know Indiana isn't connected with the Mappy River, but it has a lot of people here. Well, something's got to get built up here, at least. One more of those should be fine. And then we could build it in, like, Arkansas. Or Iowa. Iowa does have about 500,000. Well, it did just start employing a bunch of people for steel mills, to be fair. Why is this not employing anyone? Productivity issues? Interesting. Hopefully that solves itself. Pennsylvania has 202,000 unemployed. We don't need more coal. It's kind of unnecessary. Could employ the... Oh, I see. We're at that point where they would rather be unemployed than peasants because they get a better standard of living from it. Okay. I mean, that's not bad because it means they will demand more goods even if they don't have a high standard of living. But it is something we still have to be worried about because if their standard of living... Or, sorry, if there's too many of them, that could create its own host of issues for us. I don't want to turn it into a giant livestock ranch. That'd be funny. Speaking of livestock ranches, though, how are these doing? 11.5 wage issues. That's not surprising. They should eventually get around to fixing it. Automation will eventually maybe come, but we'll see when it does. Wow, people are eating a lot of meat. Laborers are eating it. Why? Is it just because of the standard of living? I guess it's because of the standard of living. I'm sorry. I'm very curious about this. I know we're getting slowed here because of it. No, we do actually have a lot of groceries. We do actually make a lot more than I thought we did. Oh, right, because I built a bunch, didn't I? The company's just there for the pop growth. I forgot. Oh, sugar's actually up in base price again. Hopefully Texas gets more people then, because it's going to need a lot of farmers soon. They immediately ask for increased autonomy. I politely tell them no. That time has passed. Ecuador is hostile to us. Would anyone of note join? Chile might, so the answer is not really. And when I say anyone of note, I mean anyone that could be a viable threat to our military. Keep in mind we can raise, like, a ton of people. This is not even the full population that we could actually raise up with National Militia and National Guard. There are so many people we could just raise up. Because I think we're at level 3 for this, aren't we? Yeah, it's a... There's no way we can mobilize 5,300 battalions. That's a little ridiculous. I don't know. We have a lot of states. Maybe we could. 100 per state at best? 100 per state at best? Yeah, no. I guess we could, actually. Dang. That's kind of scary. That's a lot of potential conscripts that could just, you know, rise up and come flood everything. Rio Grande is looking great with those oil rigs. The GDP's doing okay. Maybe not rising as fast as we'd like, but I can't do more construction right now since we're kind of having a flip-flop when it comes to our finances. If we go into the red again, we'll just start bleeding money again, and I'm not interested in bleeding money. Thank you very much. We're not in the business of bleeding money. We are in the business, however, of needing more silk. That is going to rise very quickly. Probably going to have to start exporting our dye at this rate now that I think about it, because we make so much dye that we could probably export it to the world. Qing, which has a ton of potential, dye potential, will just take our dye. Okay. Let's just start exporting certain things that are very cheap that our people don't need. We do need coal, but we could honestly, we could export coal as well. None for the French, though, because they embargoed us. So, not my fault, but, you know, the French made their decision. And really, that's all really is to it. I was going to say we made ours, but that's not true. They made their decision. We're living with their decision. I mean, the downside to relying on an export-based economy is that if the trade stops, it could hurt us a bit. But if it gets a bunch of the unemployed jobs, we should be fine. We should be able to adapt to it just fine. Cuba. How is the world doing? It's kind of on fire, actually. Yeah, it's kind of on fire. There was a Swedish socialist revolt we could have gotten into, but I think Britain sided with Sweden. I think Sweden's, yeah, in their power block. So are the Netherlands. Belgium's independent. There's so many power blocks. Oh. Huh. Are you bankrupt? No, you're just weak. Okay. That makes some sense. I was gonna say it makes a lot of sense. Not really. It just makes some sense. Glassworks do use oil now, so we could arguably build 50 of those here. There are oil rigs. We did just start building more in the Rio Grande to finish it off. But we should probably queue up a few more in these states. God, we're gonna need more oil at this rate. I'm kind of running out of oil spots. That's not good. I know Canada has oil, but I know, you know, again, speaking of trade, we're kind of exporting a lot of steel. Wow, this is almost a maxed out route. We're gonna need free trade if we want to trade anymore, which I can't get because no one wants free trade. Yeah, well, unless the trade unions suddenly want to become market liberals, that's not happening. Wow, North Carolina has a lot of unemployment. In the game, that is. You know what? We could use more furniture. Why not? More wood, more fish. I was about to say whatever that is, but I recognized it was fish. Not quite fully awake. But I'm not quite doing worse either, which is a good thing. Also, you know, I'm here. We'll give Florida some relevancy in the form of resources. And how is lead doing? Minus 20. It should stay fine then when all those glassworks come online. I guess we could get all this fish. We're not using a ton of it. Wow, are steamers really that expensive? Why? But just use. I guess that's true. I haven't really been focusing on shipyards. The investment pool was kind of doing that here and there, weren't they? Where's the biggest shipyard? They're kind of everywhere. Oregon actually has the biggest shipyard. That's really funny to me. Do we have any, like, special harbors? We do. We do have one. I think it's just one. Yes. No, wait. The New York Harbor and the Newark Harbor? Newark. Oh, this is a military one. You know what? You have a lot of unemployed. You need business. How about you make a bunch of ships? Same goes for Massachusetts. We'll be in the interest of shipbuilding now. Why are we making so much money now? I want to say it's the government dividends, but it's not. I think it's just welfare payments might have gone down and something else might have adjusted. I'm not too certain there. Whatever the case may be, we're technically making... Oh, our diplomatic pacts kind of just went up. It's still not the reason, it's just a reason. Not that I can lower our money at this point. Like, the only way I can spend it is to just conquer and grow, and it's like, goodness. Goodness, I literally can't lower the taxes any further. I literally abolished the taxes. There are no taxes to lower. And it's a lot of, like, anarchist and communist revolts in the German miners. They're just kind of, Ooh, French mass migration. Sorry, I'm distracted by the French now. And I think we just got a Catholic rights movement? No. No, that was one of the culture movements. I kind of saw it pop up, but I didn't really get the reading before it was gone. But good, Texas will be getting more people, which we stated it does need more people. Ha. Excellent. A 20% growth boost. And that's just us smacking down the French again. And you might be thinking, wait, the French embargoed us. There's no trade. How are we getting migrants? Well, funny thing, the French embargoed us to where I can't trade with them anymore. However, if we take forever to scroll through here, because wow, there's a lot of British trade routes. Why? Why Britain? The French can still do trade with us. And as long as a single trade route exists, that's good enough for the game. And now tens of thousands of people are fleeing France to come to the United States. Its stalwart rival. Man, we really need a lot of silk now. What have I done? We need so much silk. Oh my god, Ohio, you need employment bad. Like, badly. Have some furniture. It's very good for you. No, it's not. Don't eat furniture. Ukrainian mass migration to Pennsylvania. Very nice. That is a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. That took me aback. That's 37K, 25. Wait, that's higher? Oof, yeah, it is. And it's holding. Yeah, we're never solving the unemployment problem at this rate. Because immediately we just have a ton of unemployed pops now. It just immediately... It was 0 a few minutes ago. Ah. He just keeps asking for the talent thing. I keep telling it no. I don't need them. I don't need them. My generals are fine. I don't need foreign generals. My legions can be led by my people. Anyway. Just trying to see what else we can build up resource-wise that won't just bankrupt the economy. Because at this point, I'm just trying to stuff people into as many workplaces as I can. Just to make it all work fine. Because apparently we're just getting the world's people still. Like, we're on the 1.8.3 update. We still are getting mass migrations, at least from Europe. They just can't stop flooding the streets. Which is good because, you know, we have too many jobs. Or at least we have too many planned jobs. Why does Illinois have like 2 million people needs to have employed? Illinois, why are there so many people that need employment? Good. I mean, I needed more things to construct, so this is fine. I was just, you know, morbidly curious. More people from the French populace. Excellent. Is that a... Oh, I didn't notice the war between Spain and Britain over... Norway? I mean, I'm not gonna question the Spanish priority here, but... I feel like there were a couple things that could have been, better spent on. I forgot how much grain we were trying to export. Well, try be the key word. I don't know if we're actually succeeding in that regard. You know what? I have not used this in so long. What is, like, considerate export potential? Yeah, no, wine makes a lot of sense. Unless you're, like, French or Italian over here. Wine is just not being consumed. It's being consumed more than 1.7, but it still has such a consumption problem. Oh, I see. We could clothe the masses. Look, I'm still considering that whole war Britain thing, so let's just do it anywhere that isn't Britain. Maybe we'll do Britain anyway. Britain's relying on us, and then they go to war and just drop. That'd be great. I mean, our people need it, but I also need to employ them, and that means I need to create demand, and if I need to create demand, one way is to just throw it outside. Because, you know, it's not there anymore. These are not good economic tips. They're just me being erratic. Do you not have food industries, Illinois? Well, congratulations, you will now, because you have way too many people that need work. You will employ the massive... Why is there so much money? I know we're not building as much now. I have too much money. Why do I have too much money? Isn't this is... It's fine. It's fine. I'm glad that we have money. I've only had this much in real life. You know, I was worried for a bit about our finances because of the subsidies, and now it's like, I don't need to worry. I literally can't spend the money. I literally have to just build stuff in the hopes that it will spend the money for me. I might need to put even more construction down. The only reason I'm not is because the unemployment numbers are dropping and the peasant numbers seem to be stagnant. Okay, good. The money has returned to normalized levels. Maybe it was just the lack of construct. Nope, it's up again. Alright, that's fine. At least I can fund the railways into oblivion. Transportation will be so cheap you literally won't be charged for a ticket. They'll just be forcing the ticket into your hand as you pass by. Because literally, there's literally not enough demand for... Why is Italy... There we go. I must have misclicked when I was checking out Italy earlier. But yeah, there are so many people in Illinois over here that need to be employed, which we can fix. It's not hard. We just might have crashed lead prices a bit, which out of all the prices we could have crashed is not on my list of things to crash. On my list of things to eventually crash, maybe, but it wasn't on the list right now. Fish and livestock do need to be built up, though. And you know what? New England over there needs jobs. And more jobs in Mexico would not go remiss. You actually have quite a bit of people that could be employed. Wow, Mexico has a lot of people that could be employed. I'm happy for this because God knows how much rubber I could get out of it now if we're not maxed out on it. We are. I guess oil too, but oil is ooh boy, yeah, we're gonna run out of money. I mean oil, not money. God. Paved roads, and I guess we'll research to mass propaganda, just to see what happens. I am running out of options. We could get the actually, wait, no, hang on. Telephone. We have electricity. I've already killed transportation. I just need to kill it a little more, if that's okay. Plus, radios means I can get better workers. Why is DC so expensive to live in? I feel like that's a question I'm asking that everyone wants the answer to. Bavarian radical revolt. Bavaria is just having a bad day. Look, we'll get the telephones, and then we'll get mass propaganda. That'll take us 4 years, so at this rate, we'll get there in, like, 2 episodes. If I keep pausing, we'll see. I mean, I'll have to keep pausing. I just missed that construction. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. It's okay to miss construction now and then. It's not. It hurts me, but it's okay to miss it. It's not the end of the world. Someone will understand, I'm sure. Someone will maybe understand. How are, like, clothing prices? Only -3. +0. Wow. All that, and it's, like, still up there. I'm happy to see that, but, like, ow, that's a lot. You know what? There are 50 synthetic plants right here, good sir. Or ma'am, or whoever's building this. Whoever we threw at this construction site. And then, oh yeah, our fertilizer plants use oil now too, don't they? Yikes. Yeah, we're gonna have to... I mean, we have Venezuela. Venezuela has a lot of oil. I know, yeah, let's protect our oil. I know Brazil can find oil. There's oil in South America. We could just build them up a bit, I guess. We're kind of building up ourselves a lot. We haven't really thought about... We haven't really been thinking abroad. Although, the amount of peasants they have... Why do you have so many people? I mean, maybe it was the migration. Are you just not employing them? I guess you're just not employing them. They probably don't have the infrastructure to build things. Yeah, as fast as us, at least. So, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just... We'll queue up some constructions in our subjects here and there, because apparently they need jobs, I need oil, and we both have something the other needs. If we can get the pops to come down here. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to annex them all at this rate. Which is something I was planning to do anyway, but, you know. Annexation takes time. And lots of guns. It takes a lot of guns. Don't worry too much about the guns. It'll be okay. Everyone will be fine. Right, they do have a lot of peasants. We could get a lot of what is it called? Coffee. I'm literally sitting here building it and I forgot what the name was. Just gonna build up Mexico City so we have like another pseudo hub of industry. I say pseudo because it's not gonna be built up too much just yet. I still need them to work the coffee fields. But we're gonna at least try to build it up. Oh yeah, did we switch everything to... We probably did, but I need to double check if we actually switched everything over to... We didn't. We switched none of them to electric street lights. Hang on, this is gonna hurt. I need to let a tick go by. Oh, that was worse than I expected. Oh god, how bad is it? Ooh. Consumption. Yikes. I mean, some of them are fine, but, like, some of them are not fine. Like, this is awful for some of them. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and use the money that we have now to just start building a bunch of level 5 ones. Obviously, some of these are going to crash because of that, but... well, we're literally like 400k in the green. I literally can't lower taxes any further. And the army can only grow so big under national militia, so I guess we're just going to start building a bunch of those. 16 months, that's way too long. I can't wait 16 months for construction to finish. What will I do in my spare time? Build more construction, I guess. Not too much. Maybe too much. Maybe we should build more. That's no. God, trade union, you're supposed to be the good guys here. Stop it. I say that they're supposed to be the good guys. We're literally a corporate state. The game is literally listed as the bad guy. Oh, no, there we go. The trade union. Oh! I guess they heard that they're supposed to be the good guys and changed their mind. That doesn't, like, say, hey, solve it, we can easily get multiculturalism now and just be done with it, but we can at least move to cultural exclusion. That won't be as bad. Like, some people are still going to disagree with it, but compared to the alternative, where they just light things on fire, this will be fine. God, we have so much money. Should I just start bankrolling, like... Not bankrolling, but, what is it called? Funding lobbies and all the great powers, just so they're less inclined to fight us? Well, the ones that like us, at least, which is, what, 2 of them? Oh, I guess there's Italy. Yeah, there's Italy. We'll just start bribing foreign politicians. Where have I seen this before? Bribing foreign I should stop. Yep, I mean, we'll see. I don't think anything will come of it in terms of lobbies. Can I check? There's a way to check... Ooh, Northern Italians. Lobbies, like pro and anti-lobby. I forget how you check for that. I think you have to have a lobby open. Right, but I need, like, one of my lobbies? There we go. That's a lot of anti-American lobbies. Fair enough. I guess Qing is probably okay enough. We might try to get investment rights in Qing, maybe. We could bully them for investment rights. They could end that, though. Oh, wait. I can't bully them for investment rights. I'm literally... Yeah, no, we have good relations, don't we? I literally can't bully them for it. I'm being too nice. I need more sustained interests. I think we need to yoink Egypt. We can't yoink Egypt. Why are you a major power? How are you doing this? Why are you the 11th largest economy? Why is your economy almost better than Brazil? Brazil's in my market. What are you doing? Why is... Wait. No, hang on. Worker strikes inspired by the fascist movement have wrecked industries in Baja California. Why? Why? I don't know what the trade union is doing this game. I don't know. I'm a little scared to ask. Look, the economy is growing. It's at almost 1.2 billion GDP. It's growing at a good rate. People are migrating here. Everything is fine. Unfortunately, some of my subjects are so disloyal, I may have to, like, bully them into becoming a subject. Although, it doesn't help that apparently several foreigners are supporting independence. Which is really just the vassals, because the colonies can actually still act of their own volition, I've noticed. Which is slightly problematic. Yeah, you know, we might forcefully annex Cuba, just so it stops trying to give people independence. 61. 61?! Whoa, that's a lot. I mean, yeah, Cuba has grown. It's like, what? Okay, no, it's actually shrunk. It's actually lost people. Well, it's fine. The puppets still pay taxes. Chile will soon be a puppet, so they'll be weakened. Actually, we can make Argentina a puppet right now. There we go. That's one less independent problem. Wow, New Granada has, like, a lot of people supporting its independence. New Granada has supported the independence of Bolivia. Oh, I guess puppets can support. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Puppets can support each other for independence. That's right. That makes sense. So if one of them revolts, they all revolt, which creates problems for you if you're not able to contain it. But yeah, if we can get cultural exclusion, that would be good. That would help a lot of people out. Oh wow, are we just gonna get it straight up? Because right now, about 48% of our pups are fully accepted, so they get an increased wage. Cultural exclusion is actually going to knock that down. If it'll knock it down to 5%, so we might actually see some standard of living shifts negatively. But everyone else, actually, the second class will see a wage reduction too. Wow, this is not great. Everyone else, however, like the nearly 30% under cultural erasure, will actually see it only be -10 instead of -20. But I think a lot of them would actually go up in their acceptance values, right? 35, you need 40. This will increase it from 10 to 20. Yeah, this will actually cause a lot of them to go up, so a lot of them will actually see a better wage, which is good because some of them are losing money. Oh, you're unemployed. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. You're unemployed. That wow, this took a dark turn. But yeah, see, these guys fully accepted 27. These guys culture erasure 24. This is probably shit to where this might go to 26. They might go to 25 because they'll see a wage reduction. The others will see a wage increase, but it might balance out. You never know. You never know. Um, there's hope. There's hope. Uh, there's probably hope. I know Texas needed more workers for other stuff. Wow, it's at 10 million now. Wasn't it 8 million not long ago? How's the French population doing at this point? It's almost fallen below 60 million. Wow, France is like stagnant. Not just because its pop growth is low, but they keep emigrating to us. France just can't win this game. France just can't win. Which is fine by me. Wow, we have even more money now? Are you serious? I mean, yeah, I guess the power plant construction's not done. We probably have several areas that are just suffering. Their urban centers are probably dying. Well, some of them were, some of them aren't now. We have telephones, which give us a declared interest. North China it will be. And electric industries. Because Illinois has a ton of people that need employment first. We'll build it there. And we will subsidize this one because there won't be any telephone demand initially, which is great because it means I can solve the bureaucracy problem finally. And the funny thing about this, I mentioned it in a previous video before, the telephone switchboard, if you look at the numbers for bureaucrats and clerks, it will actually create jobs. But all those clerks become bureaucrats as well. And bureaucrats get a much higher wage than clerks. So this will be great for... Oh my god. Wait, how much are you being paid? What? Wait. What? I mean, yes, even with the +3 taken out, there's still 34 in standard of living. That's kind of nuts. What is the average wage in the country? 7.74. I don't know, it's not as high as I was expecting after seeing the numbers. This is still a lot. I mean, these clerks are prosperous even without any healthcare systems. Cool. Yeoman farmers are no longer powerful. Oh, that's not great. That's not great. It means all the agriculture just got a little weaker. I mean, we can live without that, I guess, but that kind of sucks. Can we maybe artificially inflate them a little? Oh, yes, for anyone who doesn't know, they have kind of fixed it to where, if you hire a general or an admiral, they need to work for you for at least a year before you can actually fire them. So you can no longer fire generals to manipulate the system massively. However, I manipulated the system anyway by hiring a general. So it might take... Yes, it's going to take a moment. It needs to do like a tick to figure out, hey, where's everyone standing now? And obviously, wages are going to be affected here. In fact... Yeah, wow, look at that. Their wages are... Actually, your wages were already going down. Now they're even worse. Yep. Yep. So I assume they're going up now, but I guess they don't go up right away. Maybe it takes time. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Eventual acceptance status increased to the next level. Oh, you'll be second-class citizens. You're Afro-Americans. Because Because you're suffering a negative to that. I see. Okay. Norwegian second-class citizens. Trying to find one that's partially discriminated against. Plus 10 helps you, but you still suffer. Afro-Americans are... Oh, wait, so Afro-Americans are an open prejudice now, if I'm understanding this correctly. Before they weren't, unless they were in the South area where their homelands are. Interesting, okay. Yeah, so I'd love to get multiculturalism, but, like, everyone is against it. And then there's also all the movements that would agitate against it, too, which is a bit of an issue. This is why I want that petite bourgeoisie anarchist. Partially because, again, it would be really funny. Partially because it would really help in passing multiculturalism. But at least we got off racial segregation, finally. We got that squared away. There's a 12% chance that the anarchists will take over. Which is 12% more than I thought it would be. The anarchist movement just isn't relevant enough, though. It just isn't gaining relevancy. The labor movement, however, has been. It's gotten even stronger, which I guess is because of the new labor movement agitator, but still. God, why do we have so much money? Why is it higher? I am literally in a bureaucracy deficit. Stop giving me money. Oh my, wow. Look at these clerks. I think we mentioned it before, but like, goodness. Goodness, these clerks. They're so rich. They should share their money with everyone else. North German mass migration. Do I have to build more construction? Is everyone just going to come over here and then I give them jobs until I run out of resources? I'm going to run out of resources. Yep, there we go. The government dividends are over 7 million now. They're going down because of the bureaucracy problem, but I'm just waiting for... Independence War? Yes. Yes. And France is involved. Fantastic. I'm going to murder you all. Why? Wait. Is this where our claims have been? No, it's Ecuador and Venezuela. I can't read that. That's something new they added where you can press your subjects' claims. Why is Venezuela... Oh, it's probably a journal entry. I don't remember. Anyway. I can't annex any of you. At least not directly. But what I could do is add San Salvador and Costa Rica, so we annex those two directly at least. And I think it's France we want to deal with, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. We should probably upgrade and mobilize everyone. Ooh, wait, upgrade. That was a terrible idea. I don't have radios yet. I'm gonna suffer for this. Okay, we'll just deal with it. I've done that before. I will deal with it again. Apparently some of them are mobile artillery. But since the French are involved in this, I do need to raise conscripts. Which, if I remember correctly, will actually be a fantastic thing for a certain movement that we've been trying to build up that hasn't built up. So that's good. Where is our second navy? We have a second navy, right? The third American fleet. there's the one from New York, and then the one that's just the third. Let's go bully some French convoys while we're at it. Why not? Then, as everyone mobilizes, we will just start sending everyone down. I do need to add some more war goals, but one thing at a time. We could actually annex Uruguay too. Just get rid of like the single state subjects. Uruguay does actually need people. It could make a lot of coffee. That would be really nice. I would love that so much. Sure. You know what? Yeah, that works for me. Sorry, Uruguay. But, you know, you kind of did this to yourself. I mean, we could annex a piece of France, too. That would look awful, though. Is there something else we could take from the French? Oh, yeah. Wait, no, we already took Guyana, didn't we? Yeah, we already took Guyana from them. Never mind. There's the West Indies. Don't really need it, though. Subjects. Where are the subjects? Okay, here they are. You have in East Africa? Oh, you took... Oh, you took Madagascar. Cool, very nice. It doesn't solve my oil issues. I can give Cuba subjects? Oh, that sounds hilarious. But it would solve our drink issues, and you know, I'm kind of leaning towards the idea. Kind of leaning towards it. They wouldn't be loyal, though. How much infamy are we talking for just one? Just East Africa. 21.7. Could do that. And then maybe Nigeria. Does that keep us below 50? Kind of, sort of. No. Senegal. Nigeria's kind of just cut off. Wait, did I... I did. I did. I didn't pay attention when I clicked. You know what? I'm just keeping it in there. That'll just be in there. Cuba is just gonna get a subject. It's my own rebellious subject. It's gonna get a subject until I eat it. You know what? That works for me. Why not? Why not? I can't see that going wrong at all. Good thing we're making lots of money so I can raise a bunch of conscripts to do God knows what with. Actually, one more thing, just... Oh, wait, no. Have I used all of my movement points? I've used most of my movement points. Okay, fair enough. I guess ban slavery in New Granada as well, just because. I'm gonna clean the board over here so we can actually see what we're looking at. There we go. I see construction kind of stopped for a tick or two there. I'm preparing for a war, don't blame me. You know, there's a war going on, about to go on. There's a war eventually going on outside a store near you. You know what, Colorado? Have some cows. Have a lot of cows, actually. Have we researched... Oh, wait, no, we have researched telephones already. Have we built them? Not yet. Have we solved the electricity crisis? Yes and no. Yes, we have. No, because now there's so many subsidies I need. Oh, God. Oh. Some of them will be fine. They'll make money. Some of them are going to suffer horrifically until they're built up more. I've kind of done that to myself. I have no one to blame but me. Although, there's an explosive factory. There are some production methods that use electricity. I usually don't use them because before I never viewed them as useful, but with all the extra dye we're making now, the textile one might actually work, and it makes the laborers get better jobs. There's, you know, this might work. It might work. Although, how much electricity are we making? I know the areas that are just bleeding us dry with money right now are just the areas that have no electrical demand because they have nothing. There's just nothing. So I'd like to build those areas up a bit at least first before we drown ourselves in everything else. Really should export our furniture though. It's gotten a bit too cheap. Which I guess maybe the British. Oh wait, what's going on? Oh, interesting. Well, let them have at it while we have at it over here. Alright. France. I don't know where most of your divisions are, France. I'm gonna assume this is just an opportunity. You're at the Uruguay front. Uruguay front. Oh, right. Hello. Yeah, we're just gonna promote you. Good thing the armed forces exist. That's nice. Oh, right. Yep. Pain. Hang on. I forgot, because most of our army are conscripts, not standing units. It's really hard to gauge how many bullets we actually need to, like, give everyone. I'm just gonna build a bunch of munitions plants and let them fail. Because I need to build a reserve at this point. Because I forgot to build a reserve and I'm suffering for it. We went into negatives there. I have to import from the Austrians, even though the Austrians are about to have their own war. Ooh, Italy wants a trade agreement. Sure. I don't know what mission we just finished. What did we just finish? It's probably fine. It's fine. Look, the economy is great. Ignore the war that we can't win because they sent everyone home. Okay, we don't have to land there to win. Oh, are you serious? I'm doing a war for Senegal, and Senegal has revolted. Ideological similarity. What is your government made of? Everyone under the sun, apparently. Except the army. Why? Why? Hopefully France can put that down so we can get it. But, you know, if you wanted to deny someone getting it, that would be a pretty funny way to do it. Where is the capital of this? Zanzibar. Zanzibar. Okay. So, bring you there. You do not have enough generals, apparently. And then you are just gonna sit there and raid them. Just raid the French. Bully the French. Take their things. Goes Costa Rica. Which we will now work on incorporating for 5 years. Yay. And reset the production method of, because I don't know. They had no railroad support and they were trying to use railroads here. It was an attempt that they did. I actually would like to switch this over to coffee if that's okay. And rubber. Thank you. Thank you. Well, there's so much turmoil here. I mean, I get it. We did just conquer them. They're all poor as hell. Because they were separated from the rest of the market for a while. Alright, well, putting our subjects down is the easy part. It's taking the stuff from France that's going to be a bit difficult. Oh, are the French over here? Is that why it's not pushing? Yes, are the French with trench infantry? Some. They have some. Well, it's the only party. I hope it wins. If it doesn't win, then who's running the country? I'm not too worried about us going in a deficit now. We are in the middle of a war. It's kind of expected. It'd be weird if we weren't running a deficit with the amount of people we're kind of, you know, forcefully conscripting, partially, maybe against their... I'm not sure. Is it against their will? I mean, we paid them a lot, so it's probably fine. They'll just disagree with it. They'll politely disagree with it. Okay, the rule folk are read by a corporatist. There are a lot of corporatists. I assume it's because we're a corporate state, and that's why. Oh, right, the fascist movement. Pressure, forgot about that. 19% now. Is that because he gets more popularity? Political martyr, honorable experience. I mean, I guess. Does promoting him do anything? Just like promoting him to a higher level change it at all? We'll let it go to the next tick and then check again. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's good. Look, we're learning how the 1.8 system works, and it's good that we are. Oh, there's a revolt in Uruguay now. So we're fighting Uruguay, but we're also putting down the revolt. Good to know. At least I can put down the revolt so we don't lose Uruguay. Engine prices are going up. I guess we have to build a new engine district. Why are you having issues? Wages. Okay, good. That's actually good to hear. That means they're trying to get better wages, which will be helpful later on. It's usually helpful, at least. I guess some level 50 motor industry here. Why not? Not 60, 50. 60, 50. Hey, we'll have mass propaganda in 16 months. At this rate, we'll get it just fine. American 6th Army. That's probably from one of our subjects. A land of plenty. How nice. How is the... was the wrong button. How is the anarchist movement doing? Still 8%? Still 8%. Labor movement's doing great. I mean, I guess we could stop bolstering the liberal movement at this point. We kind of don't need them anymore, do we? Unless with someone bolstering the liberal movement that was important. No, one of them's doing reactionary. Labor, anarchist. Okay, so first off, we'll just stop bolstering the liberal movement then. I don't think we need it anymore. It can go do something else. That'll probably help all the other movements because... Yeah, yep, okay, yep, it does. Because the anarchists are going up to 9 now. And then, I'm just going to kick the nihilist out because the reactionary movement is not something I want. Bye-bye. Then we are going to go shopping because we should have more. Oh wow, this was another anarchist. Anarchists, rule folk anarchists. I mean, you know what? Are one of these really good? 110, 110. Charismatic demagogue. You would be fantastic for the movement, good sir. oh, 19. Wow, he's insane for the movement. Is that because of demagogue? No, it's interest groups. Interest group. Well, actually, maybe the interest group thing applies too. I assume it's because of their popularity, though. But yeah, okay, good to know. We can get a lot of... We might be able to pressure the petite bourgeoisie now. Oh my goodness. Look, I know that I'm decent at this game, but whenever you get a new update with changes to mechanics, I have to assume that I'm going to be absolutely terrible until I figure out what X, Y, and Z now does. Because the whole mathematical arithmetic has changed on me, and I no longer know what it equals to. Alright, so our revolts are pretty much being put down. We have one of our targets. Good news, French Senegal exists again. Where is their capital? I assume somewhere in here. Unless the capital was a part of the revolt. Oh, there it is. Because all we need to do in order to take this off the French... I'm sorry, I was about to make a poor choice of words there. Is to just occupy their capitals. Now, I am accidentally giving French East Africa to Cuba, so that's going to be weird. I really didn't mean to do that. But that's also okay. It's going to be funny. Accidental funny, but funny nonetheless. Yep, so with the telephones, we can upgrade these, and I'd like to go back to the Illinois one, because that should be a lot more built up. Most of the workers here are now not clerks, bureaucrats. Most of them are now bureaucrats. What? Why would I want... Look, they have no military, but they're offering me military assistance. The Nigerians just know something else that I don't. What could they possibly know? I have no idea. Although I would love to get them as a subject. It would be very nice. Would I need to just kick someone? I can't kick someone out. We're a single-party state. It's just not going to happen. Oh my god, there's so many French over here now. How many French have died for this war? 86,000 and counting. Ooh, goody. So you can either use this to boost your research to radios or just boost your electric industries for 5 years. I personally am a big fan of anything that makes research take less time. Uruguay is now ours as well. I think El Salvador needed to be incorporated, right? Yes. Speaking of which... because their technology won't be as good as ours as well, so we do need to kind of bolster that here and there. There we go. Now we're gonna go fight in Africa. It's okay, the French capitulated. American Senegal now exists, and so does Cuban East Africa, because I couldn't read the buttons I was pressing. Yeah, that's just a thing now. They're both still French, though. We'd have to annex them and re-release them if we wanted to actually, you know, do anything with them. Let's just start dropping their Liberty Desire here. It's still gonna go up, I'm sure. Timed modifiers, and it's another subject. Oh, wait, that could be from the French. Yeah, it looks like they already had that before we took them over. Oh, Colombia declared bankruptcy. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Oh, well. Lusitania mass migration. I'm actually going to exempt Cuba from future service, partially so that I don't do that again. Primarily because I don't want them to be... Oh, well, never mind. They're just going to civil war anyway, I guess. Dominican uprising becomes my subject just to split up Cuba. That'd be funny. That's not going to happen. We're going to have to put this down. Well, they're gonna make an effort. That was funny though. I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna say Cuba's at 10 million GDP, gotta protect that, and then it dropped by like 30%, and I thought the stock market had gone off. And then I realized it was just a revolt, and it's fine now. It's okay. It's just a revolt. It's not like it's gonna be a problem or anything, right? Well, is this really mostly pop consumption? I thought it was our bureaucracy. I could switch all of them over at once. I just don't want to because that could create unexpected issues like more telephone costs than I can afford. But we'll switch some of them over, make telephone demand, and build a second set of telephones. We are going to get radios at some point, so we are going to need those. Because radios are needed for the siege artillery and NGOs and all that. Alright, the only reason I want the anarchists is because they support multiculturalism. The other things they support, we don't really want or need, but, you know, it's nice. It's a thought. Never said we had to stay as a corporate state, but the corporate state is new in 1.8, so I did want to, you know, try it and see how it was. And it's interesting. It buffs the petite bourgeoisie instead of the trade unions getting a buff. I think there's supposed to be events associated with it too, but if I understand it, that might be like advance events or something instead, because I know there are certain things where it's an advance event. Like when you're trying to ban religion with state atheism, I believe a stall event can allow one of your... It might be an advance event. I could be misremembering. But there's an event where... I'll just build up at least one vineyard, where you can get a culture group. I believe it's one of your primary culture groups obsessed with opium. Just obsessed with opium straight up for the rest of the game, which is just funny to me. I mean, it's not funny for them. They're not obsessed with opium, and that probably sucks. But it's funny to me. Because in the context of a game, that is. Alright, let's go solve their problems. Oh, wait, was that NGO training? Okay, training method streamlining, right. Oh, that's the one that gives you the offense bonus, I think. Wargaming? Yes, okay. That leads to NCO training. I said NGO, didn't I? Oh well, at least I recognized that mistake and tried to correct it in great horror, as I realized. How many of these clothes are exports now? About 5k. Not as high as I expected, but not bad. These synthetic plants are doing wonders, honestly. Like, most of our dye comes from it, and this is literally where we get all the silk from. I'm actually enjoying this quite a lot. Prior to 1.8, I didn't really build synthetic plants. I didn't feel they were worth it. I mean, they were great for if you needed dye, I suppose, but trying to make good silk out of it didn't work as well. It works quite well now. I'm very pleased by that. Alright. Oh, how is the petite bourgeoisie under this pressure? Here we are. The anarchist movement... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not the anarchist movement. I think I have to check it from the anarchist perspective, right? Slightly pressured. 11% movement pressure. It would have to grow a bit more, but it's getting there, potentially. Because this is supposed to go up to 19% now, right? Yeah. Yeah, the landowners are pressured now. Yeah, you pressure those landowners. Thomas Roosevelt. Ooh. Oh, he's a general. Oh, a Roosevelt. A Roosevelt general. I don't know why I thought that was Theodore Roosevelt. I just saw Roosevelt. I was like, oh, hello. And then realized that, wait, you're not the Roosevelt I was thinking of. I've really got to decide if I'm building more tobacco plantations. We can make so much liquor, though. But tobacco's such a nice export potential as well. I don't know. I can't decide. There's so many things I could do. Why do I have to decide this? Because I got rid of everyone else who would make decisions, right? Yeah, okay. We are at the probable point now where I do need to, Illinois does not have a fertilizer plant. Well, I know what we're going to build. 687. 158 in wages. What are you doing? Oh, wow. Oh. Sorry, I'm disgusted by how rich they are. The shopkeepers are opulent. The clerks are lavish. This is like natural lavish, even without modifiers. Those are the richest clerks I've ever seen. I know I was saying negative things about the companies at first, but it looks like certain companies like steel can be super profitable, and it's 36 out of 310 steel mills. Okay, credit where it's due. That's a bit more than I expected. It's a bit more than I expected. The United Fruit Company I'm just using for the plantation bonus. I don't care if they're actually buffing any of them or not, because they're technically buffing sugar plantations anyway. I'm sorry if I'm kind of going all over the place. I am on medicine and I am sick, so that might just be happening. Yeah. Yes, wait. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Anarchist petite bourgeoisie. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, multiculturalism, here we come. Oh, yes. The yeoman farmers are gonna hate this still. They're gonna stop doing the farms for a while. But you know what? That's okay. I just need them to hate me for a little while. Just a little while. Wow, that's a lot of money. Textiles are making 815K. Dominican uprising would like to be crushed. Rather, it has been crushed. We're just recognizing reality. Wow, there are so many people still coming in. We've barely made a dent in unemployment. We have 4.5K construction. I'm surprised at how many people are moving here. We will actually run out of resources to harvest if this continues. And while that is fine with me, it's also scary. Uruguay is now getting people. That is good to see. Let's build up your ports so you get more people, actually. Really quickly there. 1.32 million GDP. See? There we go. Yeah, I'll close that for a bit so it doesn't lag us here. I don't know if it is lagging us, but I can feel the slowness. You can make rice farms here. You're not subsistence rice patties. I mean, that's fine. I'm just curious as to how that's going. I really should find the remaining textile mills and switch them over, but I've been kind of doing it gradually so we don't, like, dump the whole system at once and just start drowning. Because if I switch all of them over at once and it turns out we do not have enough silk, that is going to hurt. The defense fact Great Britain is in counter Spanish interests. I mean, I keep wanting to, like, maybe yoink Canada from Britain, and then I have to keep reminding myself that, no, I export so much stuff to Britain. Do you know how much it will hurt? Wow, how much Russian grain do we make up? Ah, good, the Russians are almost, like, 50% reliant on us for their grain now. Everyone's passive, no one's really agitating. Oh, shame. I was gonna see if I could... Wow, they're on per capita taxation. Well done. I usually don't see the Russians get that far. Well done to Russia. Could we actually become important enough in the Qing market to mess with it? Probably not. Actually, how much of their food do we export to them? Not a lot. Not a lot. We could probably export paper to them. Actually, wait. Wow. Hold on. Qing are making that much paper. They actually don't have a paper problem. Cool. We might not get Canada at this rate. I want to, but then again, I keep remembering how much we're selling to the British, and it's like, it's just so much profit. I can't. It's so much trade. Trade is my kryptonite. Honestly, I wish we were on free. I wish we were on free trade right now too, because then I could make these levels go higher because the volume would be higher. God, I wish macroeconomics still increased the volume. It used to in older updates, it doesn't anymore. And I'm talking about trade route volume because this means more is exported per level. But in my infinite wisdom, I didn't switch over before we got everyone else in power. So now I can't do it because we don't have anyone who'd want to. Also, I can really feel the game's sluggishness. Because we've gotten into the later half of the game here. But I'm also partially blaming it on the fact that we have an older save, is what we're playing on. That's probably not causing any issues, but, you know, rule of thumb, if you're playing on an older save for a newer build, it's probably not going to perform at peak efficiency. Probably not. I mean, there are probably cases where it does actually go very well, but it's probably better to just assume it won't, and so if something breaks, you already know why. So that journal entry, do we actually trigger vigor and greatness? I have not seen it. No, because at least 10% of the population has to be upset. Wait, really? So if you're doing well, it's like the socialist journal entry, I see. So like if you're doing really well and everyone's happy, it's not happening. so wait, I'd have to like start destroying the economy. I'm not very interested in destroying the economy right now, but I'll take the agitator slot. We could destroy labor. Probably shouldn't destroy labor. That sounds awful out of context. Everything sounds awful out of context. Oh, right, the one agitator is not agitating anymore, because now he's leading the petite bourgeoisie. We're now led by an anarchist who want to establish cooperative ownership, and... God, what is this corporate state made of? I feel like it's made of insanity at this point. Why does it work? How is this working? Maybe some questions are best left never answered. If only because the answers might horrify us. Okay, do I just start making weapons of regular destruction, I guess? I don't know. I was gonna say mass destruction, and then I realized it would just be regular guns, and that's not as impressive. Well, that's okay, I guess. Ooh, liquor's a minus 23. Let's go. You know what? Let's get more... How are wood prices? I imagine wood is still cheap. It is, but hardwood's getting expensive. We could start building up more jobs down here in Central America. Get more people reasons to be down here without building up the farmland. Because there are kind of people who are leaving because there aren't jobs. But that's okay. We've really employed down here. I'm spending so much on power plants and railways. I built way too many. But we're also funding lobbies in 4 countries. Speaking of which, I don't think anything's come out of that. But we can check. There's an Austrian-American League in Austria now. Yeah, no, that's new. Oh, yeah, there's Italian-American League in Italy. I think there was also already a Russian-American Fellowship, but it's caused the Russian Orthodox Church that owns like 40% of the clout is now in charge as well. Cool, so now if we then upset those, we can cause turmoil and instability, and I'm just being evil here. Revolution! Actually, hang on, wait. We were exporting things, right, to Italy? What are they using that coal for? How much of that coal is us? I'm being evil here, just thinking about it. Grain-wise, it's not a lot of export. We could cut the chairs, I guess, but I don't think the Italians would care that much. They probably have enough of their own production. Here's the filter. A lot of it is just self-operation. Fair enough. I was just wondering if I should cut roots to, like, make it worse here, but I think it's already radicalizing itself. We probably just have to wait at this point, and it'll happen at this rate. I saw that. I missed the construction timing again. That's probably going to keep happening. I'm so sorry for anyone who sees that and is just upset at the amount that we're missing. It is probably going to keep happening, and I'm not doing it on purpose. I just keep missing it. Do we need paper? Not really. Dissolve our trade agreement with Britain. Oh, is this... Oh, wait, no, wait. The Italian-American Fellowship is mine. I read this backwards. Oh, League Fellowship. Oh, I guess we both have a strong... Oh, that's weird. Negative relation. Do we have negative relations? No, we have positive relation. That might be a bug. I might need to report that later. Yep, that might be bugged. That shouldn't be negative. That definitely doesn't read right. Oof, wow, I don't know if I've ever built up West Virginia coal mines this much before. It's a little weird to have built them up that much. We're gonna pass multiculturalism. Let's see, 0.11 are violent hostility. Only 25% are culturally erasure now. Multiculturalism should just solve it though, because acceptance from culture goes straight to 75. So, like, yes, our fully accepted are gonna technically lose a small bit of wage again, but all the other people that are actually seeing a wage reduction will stop seeing a wage reduction, and we'll get multiculturalism as we wanted to get. Haitian uprising. Okay, apparently it's gonna make us wait another 2 months. Oil is at 22. Uh-oh. Yep, that's not good. We're just gonna build a bunch of oil. I don't care if they have the people to employ it yet or not. We're just building it. They will be forced to find workers for it. Or so help me, I'm gonna come in there and do it myself. I'd like the 20 legitimacy from that. That sounds like a good idea. Yay! Multiculturalism. I'm also gonna just start exempting a lot of our subjects down here from service, except Peru, Bolivia. I kind of need them there to act as a guard in case anyone else tries to revolt from us. But that's just to try to lower their independence desire. So is this, at least so I can see why is it going up. Infamy, amicable relation. Okay. Slightly better idea as to why now. God, Illinois is so built up. It's 8% of the GDP. Missouri's 8% of the GDP. I don't know if that's supposed... Are these places supposed to be the rich parts of the U.S.? I don't think that translates well. That's fine, though. I don't mind. We'll make it the rich place. Do you have a tool workshop? You do not, but you also don't really have unemployed anymore, which is good. So I'm just going to go build more elsewhere and just silently question why I keep doing this. We're probably going to see lots of mass migrations again now, because, yeah, culturally erasure, everyone who's in there should start going up. Oh, I see. So when they're going up, the cultural community acceptance applies, so it doesn't switch it immediately. That's why it's not, like, instantly switching everyone to the top. It has to go through that tick, which I think is, what, once a month or something? Or is it once a week? I don't know. I don't remember. Hang on. 77 decay in 23 years. Goodness. So it still takes time for it to decay and for them to adapt. I see. Okay, good to know. So they're gonna still suffer for a little while, but their lives will get better as time goes on. Pennsylvania oil. Probably a whole one rig. Oh, no, it's actually a fair number of rigs. Thank goodness. Also a fair number of unemployed, apparently. That would be good to use. We should use it soon. We now have radios, and another interest declaration. Do we really need to militarize the police? Probably not, but it would really murder radicalism if it was a problem. Ooh, wait, did that say radicals from movements? Ooh. Good to know. Oh, wait, that's probably because of the regular police bonus. Right. I'm over here not remembering half the laws. Let's get NCO training. Let's just make sure our military can't be beat, because, you know, we're going to make radios now. This is going to hurt. Okay. How much electric... Oh, 3K. Okay, alright. Okay. Give me just a moment. Don't worry. I know it's going to go red. We're going to fix it. Also, our budget is over $1 million now because the government dividends are over $8 million. God, I love the economy. The economy probably doesn't love me, though. I'm literally just dragging it. Like, no matter what happens, it will be forced to grow. Oh, right, Bavaria exists, air quotes. Like, it exists, but let's be honest, it doesn't. Yeah, wow, this is... We're probably going to wait for this radical movement to go off here. It's at 97%. We'll see if we can't yoink Italy. Ideally with actual units that aren't missing their radios. And I really need to build up Illinois. It needs tobacco or maize farms. I don't think vineyards will do well. They're already so hilariously cheap. It's not even funny at this point. I guess we could always use more grain, couldn't we? I would like more tobacco, but it's at minus 31% base price. So yeah, we'll build a bunch of farms. Not too many, but we'll build up like half of it. God, there's so much infrastructure here. That no wonder so many people migrate here daily. Oh man, hardwood is really going up, but so is regular wood. I know we started building more lumber mills here, but I kind of need to build more lumber mills. Which means the neglected area called New England can finally get more attention. Oh, and Delaware, New Jersey as well. We really haven't built that much in them, have we? Yeah, I've been bad about that. I don't think taxation collection is really missing anything at this point. But we can switch a few more over because apparently telephone demand is really low. Korean mass migration, and this time they're not being harshly discriminated against. Mostly. Yeah, yep, okay. So we're back to this. The 1.8.3 update temporarily fixed it, but now we're in the position where they're just gonna keep coming. Where are the Koreans migrating to? They're trying to migrate to Ohio, but Ohio has an unemployment issue. Definitely because I haven't been investing there. Definitely because of that. I mean, I guess I have, but I haven't. Why not make more food? Let's do it. Oh, I could totally turn off the premium foods company just so stop population growth. It's just that I don't want to. I just don't want to stop it. Even though I arguably should, but oh well. It's just gonna be there. Ooh, this actually needs infrastructure. There's still no railroad here. It's 1914. Why have I not built it? Well, I guess that goes back to the whole the New England area. We just neglected it. All right, we're already exporting. How much are we exporting in other goods? Let's see. Grain to Russia is even higher. Coal is maxed out. We literally have a level 100 steel export to Britain. What is happening? 6,000 liquor? Liquor is cheap because of us? Coal, tools. It's actually falling because they're making more. Ooh. Also, that's why there's opium in our market. Britain's been exporting opium to us this whole time. And apparently liquor. Apparently they don't export liquor to us. It literally just becomes too cheap for them. That's funny. Jing is still suffering, though, horrifically. We could do an investment agreement. That would mean they could technically buy things and build things in us, but we own everything, so I guess it doesn't matter. Incompatible economic systems, Chinese internal politics. Well, that hasn't stopped me from demanding regime change. We're not actually going to do that. I just thought that was funny. Can I have a power block embassy? No? Economically independent. Oh, right, we're like the trade one, so they need to be economically independent on us for it to matter. Yeah, it makes sense. Actually, the Netherlands, are you still independent? No, you're a protectorate. I was gonna say, if they were independent, we could try to rope them out of it, but they're not. Why doesn't Ecuador like us? All we did was invade and take away their autonomy. I can't imagine why they wouldn't like us as a result. Oh, come on, Chile, you're almost there. You're almost there to where you can be made a puppet against your will. Mostly against your will. I mean, I guess technically it's not if they don't. It's the liberty desire mechanic. I'm just gonna blame the liberty desire mechanic, even though I'm the one that's using it. How are we doing on that maize farm? It's already built. It's done. Cool. Build it up more. I might start building up a bunch of buildings past level 50 at this point because we've built up so many stacks. But then there are other areas that still need people to be given jobs. And they already have like some of the building that I'm just kind of clicking around, looking for anything that isn't built up yet. And I know there are areas that aren't, that I haven't still built up yet, but oh well. Ah, craftsman sewing. Who is this? A positivist. No thank you. Do I want to keep boosting the anarchist movement? I guess. I mean, they support multiculturalism. Also, this is just funny to me, but I don't think that's going to keep happening. Can they actually get anarchists naturally while being pressured? No, they cannot. So that is one hell of like a fluke moment. Although they can yeah, let's hope this anarchist lives a long time. Because when he's gone, things might take a bad turn. Hopefully they don't, though, but, you know. Never said things were doing great. Oh, no, wait, I did say things were doing great, weren't I? That makes me a liar. I'm sorry. Paper is a bit cheap-ish, but I guess we could build it up to 30 just because, or 50 just because, you know, it's already there. We might as well. Oh my god, dye is so cheap. Why is dye so cheap? I know why it's cheap. I've never seen such cheap dye before, or at least in a while. Iron is almost above base price again. How much of this is export? Less than 1,000 actually, which is a little surprising. I would have honestly expected it to be more. But I guess that just tells you how much we're using. Oh, jobs for Mexico. Mass iron mine production. I have too much money. I can't. Someone please take the money from me. I could start bankrolling entire great powers, and I probably would still have too much money. Oh, a flood? No, I saw that. We have a flood problem going on somewhere. 98. It's getting up there. It's gonna get to 98.7. This is taking so long. Or maybe it's because the game is going at a slow pace. Whatever the case is, they're radicalizing. That's all I'm worried about. Italian province and Piedmont. That might be small enough to where they're a minor power. And if it's a radical movement, maybe they would agree with us. I don't know. I kind of want to bolster the labor movement at this point because it's just funny to me how it's just gaining strength. It's pressuring so many interest groups at this point. Fascist movement has quite a bit of strength too still, though. Well, that's fine. Peasant numbers are down by several million. Unemployment is still in that 4 to 5 million range, but it hasn't really shifted, which I'm gonna just take as a good thing. Because it means it's not getting worse. Now, the problem isn't getting better, but it's not getting worse. Ah, radios. There we go. Now, this is going to suffer for a turn. It's going to go very negative. And then it's going to go positive because suddenly there are radios everywhere that people want. And now it's very profitable. For now. That is going to hurt other luxury goods a bit. They're going to drop a little, but I think that's fine. Silk's gotten a bit expensive again. Oh, is this area... This is where the flood is, right? Ah. Lovely. Do we already have an electric industry here? Oh, we do. Cool. I forgot. I always forget. Oh, time to build a level 30 power plant here and get more radios going because I'm insane. Tools, minus 10. That's acceptable. We are going to need more... well, this one doesn't need to be radios. We are just going to need more telephones, though, because we're going to be making less. 1.45 million, GDP per capita of 5. We might not hit that GDP per capita of 7 that we've been aiming for because we've been getting so many people. But honestly, this population is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I couldn't be upset with it at all. Oh, now, me missing the construction queues, I will be upset with, because I shouldn't miss that, and I keep missing it. And I don't like missing it. Trying to not use up all of the arable land, because I'm worried about unemployment. Oh, right, this can have... You know what? Sure, go nuts. Make some opium, why not? There's not enough people there to work at all, but that's okay. Build it, and they'll eventually maybe come over at some point. It's just so we don't get, like, too much mass unemployment at once and just start choking. Because, yes, we are making a ton of money right now. But as you saw with my misclick, ooh, it is also very easy to suddenly not have money. Like, at all. No, come on, why are they wary? Oh, I forgot to do, things that make them not wary. Right, shoot. Hang on. You know what, Prussia? You don't like me. and you're about to be a minor power, I'm just going to rival you really quickly here. Because I need to see if this will sway them at all. Because if they're wary, they're not really going to side with me. It's just historical relationship. Oh, I'd love for that to change their opinion, but it probably won't. Oh, it did! They're cooperative. Okay, hang on, hang on. This might work. Ah, 15. No. No. I even have the same government as you. Well, relatively the same government as you. Why do you have traditionalists? Ah. I'm sitting here, like, hoping to make them a protectorate. It'd be so funny. Maybe if someone else joins against... No, we're already at the plus 50, aren't we? It probably wouldn't change it then. Maybe their opinion will change again in a moment. I'm not sure. It probably won't. We might miss this. Oh, that sucks. If they had rolled genial instead of cooperative, that would have been good. Oh, it's our infamy? Wait, it's our infamy that... Oh, oh no. If we weren't infamous, they would have become genial, and we would have gotten it. No. Really? It was because we weren't... Okay, alright. I guess I deserve that. I should have realized that. I should have seen that coming. Okay, well, we'll remember for next time, then. Keep the infamy below 25 so we can yoink great powers into becoming our subjects. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Is that another flood? Or is this the same flood that's just left Missouri? That's the same flood, okay. Well, at least we kind of know why now that you probably want to stay below 25 at times. The infamy is actually causing a minus 100 opinion with them right now. Or minus 50, but that's enough to keep it down to where they're cooperative instead of genial. They would have... Oh, they would have become our subject. We would have had an Italian subject. That would have been so good. It would have been so funny. Now it's not going to happen. I'm sad. I don't think we're going to get another shot at that in this run before I hit whatever timetable I have. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. We get another opportunity somewhere. Maybe Italy suffers another revolt because a lot of its people... You know what? The communist movement is militant. We might get another opportunity. I do know that it's decaying less because of the fruit company, which does suck. Let's see. They're going to go down, so let's just cut this. I do know... Oh, right. We are doing a lot of those lobby fundings, aren't we? For the fun of it. I mean, it is fun to do. It's fun to see... what might form. Sources from. Yeah. Oh, look, there's one in Qing now. It's of the intelligentsia, but, you know, there's one in Qing now. Which is cool. But I might cut those out in the Great Powers. Just so we can knock the infamy down faster. That way we can be ready for the next Italian revolt, or at least try to be ready for the next Italian revolt. And hopefully kind of seize it for ourselves. Not sure that we're going to be able to. But we can at least say that we're making the attempt to try to do it. Another textile mill, I guess. And then, do we have a plant here? We do. So let's build another plant over here. Profitability is going to be questionable because dye is getting cheaper and cheaper, but used to be before it was it would just suffer. Now it's slightly suffering. So not as much suffering. Yeah, I'm just bullying on Prussia because they're not as strong. They're less relevant. That just sounds mean. North Italian mass migration, very nice. Filipino mass migration. Spanish. Okay, so it looks like the communists are also militant because everyone's just angry. So are the socialists. Wow, they are not happy. Italy has a problem. Russia, however, does not have a problem. For now. Trying to see if any of them are, like, actually having issues to where we could just cut our trade route to cause more problems. But I think it's just more of an issue where we're now so trade reliant in these areas that I need to let the route just stay. Solely because we're making so much profit off of it all now. Our money is so high at this point, I could probably afford to just, yeah, up social security. We could double the welfare payments and we'd still be fine. And how are unemployed doing right now? It should be laborers. If we can find them, I might have passed one. Here it is, middling. Kind of going down. Okay, so that will kind of help people go back up then. Woohoo! Yeah, we're definitely at 300 million people. That's definitely going to happen. What is our time at? 1:45. 1 hour and 35 minutes? I'm just having to watch it because I do still have work later today, but the schedule is so radically different that it's like, hey, I can actually do this video since I don't feel too terrible. Am I better? Not really, but am I worse? Not really. So, here we are. Okay, I might actually switch all of them over now at this rate. But we'll see. I still have to be very careful about all of this. It could easily just collapse on our heads like a house of cards at any moment. I definitely do want to annex. Oh, there's so much sulfur down here. You have 351k peasants down here? Well, let's put them to work then. Let's go. Oh, it's livestock only. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Uruguay's getting a lot of people. There's a lot of English people here now. Which I think is good. It means the coffee plantation will have plenty of workers. Yeah, coffee is cheap now. Good. As it should be. Our standard of living isn't going up as fast, but I honestly blame the peasants and unemployed that we have. Our unemployment has actually gone back up. Who's revolting now? The socialists at 77. It's actually falling. Probably because a lot of the radicals are no longer radical. But we'll see. There we go. First Norwegian pops moved in. How's the American Steel Company doing, since that seemed to be doing a bit ludicrously well? Two, you know what? I was giving companies I was being mean to companies, and the game was like, just hold my drinks. That's got to be the richest clerks I've ever seen. And I missed a build queue. God darn it. It's not the end of the world. It's not like the sky falls on us because I miss it once or, 10 times. But it does kind of just make me go, I should have paid attention. This is like the one food industry I'm going to refuse to upgrade just because it's getting such a throughput bonus from the company. And it's probably the company's main source of revenue. Yeah, it is the super majority of their dividend. So it is the one that I'm just not going to touch. Solely so they can benefit from it. That is the sole reason to not touch it. Otherwise, I would build that thing straight up to level 50 and then just leave it alone. We make so much oil, and we still don't have enough oil. This is definitely a common reoccurring problem when you get to this stage in the game. With the growing economy. Again, I really wanted Persia. I really wanted Baku. Britain denied me. Oh, they're cautious. They don't like me. Interesting. I don't like you either, Britain. But I like trade. Basra has oil, doesn't it? There is oil there. I do recall. Najed, you usually have, like, a ton of oil, don't you? Why can't I... Are you... Where is your diplomacy screen? Oh, there we go. Why can I not demand state from you? Oh, we literally just started putting an interest there. I'm so sorry. That was not okay. The fact I literally could not realize that is not okay. I'm not even going to use me being sick as an excuse. That's just not okay. The Army of Observation. Let's see, 21. You have 27, so you need a few more of those. Is that enough? No. Can we get rid of the Lancers too? Thanks. That should be fine then. Yep, so the squad infantry have 40 offense, 50 defense. That's up from 30 offense, 48 defense. So it's just straight up 10 increase to both. And the morale loss goes from +8 to +6, which is a good thing. Lower morale loss means it takes longer for them to be demoralized and removed from battle. So the lower that number is, the better. Flamethrowers would be awesome. Chemical warfare, I'm going to pretend I... Probably shouldn't. You know what? Aerial recon. That sounds like a great idea. Italy wants us to invest into them now. Well, I'm just silently waiting for Italy to burn itself to the ground, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Darn. Oh well. Large number of Japanese people began migrating to Russia from Russia to New Jersey because Russia took Kanto. And I have really missed the construction queue now. Oh, God. Well, you know what? I'm just going to give Mexico a bunch of jobs. I don't care if this crashes the iron market. You just get jobs. You all get jobs. And Nebraska has oil. Alaska has... Oh, yeah, no, Alaska does have wood, yeah. Oh, we kind of just built up the gold mine here and kind of forgot about Alaska. I kind of feel bad now. The unemployment won't drop, but I'm worried about building more... I mean, I guess we can afford more construction at this point. There's, honest to God, no reason not to. I mean, there's some reason not to. Eventually, I'm going to run out of things to build. There's only so many things you can build in this game, resource-wise, before there's nothing else. But, you know what? We'll get more construction. We'll artificially inflate the economy. I don't see how that could be a bad thing at all. And you know what? Telephones are cheap. Oh. Sorry. So how much would I need? 2.4k. 2.4k. That's not as much as I expected. Go ahead and switch them all then. Screw. To heck with it. I can pay the wages. Yeah, there we go. It's only up to like -4, -1. But now we have a ton more bureaucrats, I'm sure. Which means they're going to go up in standard of living. Which is good for us. How are the bureaucrats doing now? 3.55% of the population? Okay, that's a lot. That's quite a bit of bureaucrats. Technically, they're not contributing to GDP-C directly because they're not producing things. But they're consuming paper and telephones and then also other things for themselves. So they aren't, but they are. They are in their own special way. And we'll just leave it at that. I guess these areas should be built up to be large farms at this point, because, yeah, wine is super cheap. I mean, we could, like, destroy wine to, like, -75 and see if that makes any main cultures get obsessed. I noticed obsessions have happened in this game, but ours have not rolled any by chance. And I'm going to say by chance because I think it has been a genuine just by chance. Like, the Dakani have gotten tobacco randomly. The Koreans got something, right? Yeah, they have a fruit obsession. But a lot of them don't really have anything. We're kind of just scrolling through it because there's way too many people now. And I think grain... Yeah, it's at -22. We could build a couple level 100 grain sites. Why not? Why not? We have the money. We had the money. We have so much less money. Oh my god, the power plants are costing so much. Why? I need to build up more of the urban centers so they use more electricity. I need to use more of the electricity. Oh well. At least the economy's still growing. And we've hit 300 million people, so that's fantastic. The game does not like me being moused over that anymore. Standard of living is technically still going up. It's just not going up fast. But it's technically going up still. 8, 8, 821? How? I guess I'm letting them build all the steel mills, so they're getting a monopoly on the steel mills. So yeah, I guess if you think about it, this makes sense. I guess there is a bright side to companies under command economy is that they can form monopolies, government-backed monopolies. Which, yeah, that works. I also just realized, were there any other, like, laws I wanted to pass? I totally forgot about that. We could switch to a council republic instead of being a corporate state. I mean, we could, but technically the corporate state is better in terms of government size allowance and legitimacy penalty reduction, because to give you an idea, we are quite literally suffering a 50% reduction to ideological incompatibility. This would be, if we didn't have the two reductions, if we have 46 instead of 23. We have a very weird government. This is a very weird government. I mean, we could enact a council republic. It would just upset, you know, a good chunk of the people. Well, we don't... I mean, why bother? We don't have to. just, even though there'd be no money, just disband it all, switch to cooperative ownership, see what happens. That would be painful. We would go in the red so fast. It's not even funny how fast we go into the red. We would be bleeding out before we even realized we were bleeding out. Could get protected speech, but I don't want to switch off National Guard, so we're kind of just going to sit on censorship. Because I like suppressing certain movements that don't agree with what I want. Which also sounds bad out of context. This all sounds bad out of context. Below 25 infamy now, so people will like us more. Which means no one's going to have a revolt at all. Actually, wait, the anarchist movement is protesting. Wait, the anarchist movement is protesting in Russia? Hang on. Wait. Really? 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 God, it would suck for us. It would suck. I'd have to find exports for it elsewhere. But we could worsen their lives. You know what? It's gonna hurt us. It's gonna hurt us. How much are they using coal for, like, pop stuff? Not as much as I would like. It's gonna hurt. But out of morbid curiosity, we are gonna end our grain route to Russia, which we'll just export to other people, so it's fine. And our textiles to Russia. I just have to see what happens if I do this. I don't know, like, a really big building that they might have. I think they're still... Are they mostly peasants still? They're more peasant than employed. Good to know. So, I guess the peasants are what we're going to be watching for here. Which they're mostly the peasant movement, but they are actually increasingly attracted to the anarchist movement. They would be more if they had higher literacy. Oh, they have high literacy. Wait, literacy is negative? Okay. Let's just see what happens, because suddenly grain's expensive and clothing is expensive. They'll adapt. They do have cheap fish, so they will adapt to this. Oh yeah, they actually adapted very well. Or does it need another tick because it's to register everything? Okay, it takes 2 ticks. It takes 2 ticks if you're doing export stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Good to know. We are just gonna try and see if we can't ferment a revolt in Russia. By, you know, cutting everything off and causing problems because they were buying a lot of stuff from us. The thing is, though, is that a lot of their needs are still fish. Oh, there's mild starvation now. I don't think we caused that. Persia's suffering, though. Oh, yeah, when we cut it, it didn't go down as hard as I thought it would. Oh, wait, it's already low. Oh, right, the demand flipped towards fish. Right, that makes sense. They're buying up fish to try to make up for this. And I'm sure some of them can make up for it enough to survive. They actually fell from 10 to 9. Ooh, wait. I think they fell from 10 to 9, right? Because they have more radicals now? I think they did. Because, yeah, you were at 9. They were already lower. So I think they might just barely adapt. But that's okay. It did drop our economy a bit, but we could use the cheaper grain. I could deficit spend for some grain. I think we'll be fine when it comes to the grain department. Who needs grain anyway? We did have a problem where clothing prices were a bit high for our people. I say as I export them to other countries and just chuckle at Russia, who is probably just upset with me right now. But the AI doesn't recognize that when you suddenly cut trade routes with them, they don't get upset with you. Then again, it could also be they just don't care. They just buy it from someone else and they stare at you wondering what you were thinking. I mean, they're probably importing... Yeah, they're trying to import grain from elsewhere. I'm using Kiev's people as a base just because it's where I looked at first. And I think Russia's on very high taxes, right? They're on high taxes, so they will get more radicals from standard of living drops than loyalists that they would get from standard of living increases. And the reason why that matters is because it means even if they drop a level and then go back up, they will still have gained more radicals than loyalists. Which doesn't make it as effective, but, you know, it makes it do something. Although it might be the people in the buildings that suffered more, I'm not sure. But again, some of them probably went down and then up. If they go down at least once, that's something. And oh, it's actually getting worse. Hang on. And it got better. Darn. Darn! It was so close to going down. And then they just started buying more fish. Are they importing the fish? No, but the fish prices did go up. Is there anything else I might be exporting that I forgot about? I mean, dye is not a... They don't eat dye. I hope they don't eat dye. Let me go over here. Oh, right, tobacco. How much of the tobacco is... I totally forgot about tobacco. I forgot about intoxicants. Not too much, but, you know, we could cut it anyway. It would hurt them a little. Intoxicants are pretty cheap overall, though. So I don't think it'll hurt them that much. But, you know, if we had to give it a shot, we might as well do something that hurts it in some manner. I'm gonna let... Yeah, no, darn, they're kind of adapting to it. I mean, it's saying that their standard of living did drop a little, so... Our Kiev example didn't really see a drop, but we saw a drop elsewhere. The anarchist movement is militant now. It did increase to militant, which tells me that we did cause some of its supporters to radicalize. So while it wasn't as effective, or at least as immediate as I was hoping, it did have an effect. Which is something. That's, you know, it's more than what it could have been. The fact that it had an effect at all is good, because now that they're militant... Next week, it should trigger yes. Now there is the threat of the revolt. It's actually going to 77 now. And now that they're militant, they'll radicalize their followers more. And I think this is a recent movement, isn't it? Yeah, it's a rather recent movement, so it should maintain relevancy. I love where the revolt is. It's got the Belarusian area, Poland, the Ukrainian region, well, like the Western Ukraine. Which I guess makes sense. They're mostly second-class citizens over here, I think. Some of them are second-class, some of them are fully accepted. I think they're national supremacy, right? Yeah, so Russians would adapt to that change of circumstance more easily. But the peasants over here probably didn't adapt as well. Clothing is actually more expensive there, too, because it's probably not incorporated, if I had to guess. Grain is so cheap for us now. Look at all the grain we have because we stopped exporting it to one of the countries that could really use it. I mean, if I export to Qing, they might export to Russia, which could be a problem. But that's okay. I don't mind it being a problem. It'll be my problem to cut off later and then watch two countries burn instead of one. Yay! I don't think it'll work that well. It's just a funny thought to me. A morbid thought. I would rather call it a morbid thought. Because that still applies. Ugh, I'm building so much now. I build entire levels in just days. So I have to keep placing more down, and then placing more down, and then realizing I still have to place more down. Which, again, is fine. I don't mind it that much. It means we're doing well because we need a ton of stuff. But at the same time, we need a ton of stuff. I don't know how much of it we can keep making. I mean, we'll keep making it until we run out of it. At least the economy is doing fine, despite my attempt of economic warfare against another great power. Which I'm going to argue is working solely because the militancy of the anarchist movement went up by several percents. And the standard of living in Russia technically dropped, even if it was... I mean, they capped out at 10.5, they're at 10.1. The standard of living for their lower strata has actually dropped, and it hasn't gone back up. Some of them stabilized, so they didn't really drop, but it's not going up. Who is purple? Wait, who is purple? Oh, it's over. Okay, that makes sense. I was just curious. I like the color purple, so I was like, what is that? Where is it? I was very, very curious. Is there just no one in Minsk? Oh, poor Minsk. Everyone's just suffering there. Brazil. I have not paid attention to Brazil in a while. How is it doing? I know, it's fine. They're fine. They're okay. There's no problems. Do I not have investment rights over here? Well, you aren't my subject, so I can't really tell you to just accept it. But that's okay. Did we ever... I think we did. I never did the option, did I? Oh, no. Acquire land. Colombia has to like me. And let's survey the Suez just because we can, even though someone else has probably already surveyed the Suez so long ago. We never got that second thing going, did we? Nope. And we have now. I am probably making way too much coal. We're at minus 27. I don't need to make... We are making too much coal. We don't need more right now. Ooh. Oil in Africa. Don't mind if I do. And then get some wood going in the areas that hopefully have workers. Help out their infrastructure a little, because I just noticed it was negative. Do you have, like, people to employ? You kind of do. You don't? Wow, I'm surprised. We'll build over there anyway, just because I need to build somewhere. And that will temporarily boost radio output. Why? Because... well, just because, really. It's very profitable. It's very nice. It makes lots of money. Even though I'm paying for extra wages, which is fine. The anarchist movement gets plus 10%. Was it going to go to 12? Yep. That's the anarchist movement in Russia. It is actually predicted to fall to 74, which is a little unfortunate. That would imply that some of them de-radicalized. But it could also shift back. It could be that something happened to knock it down. I see. Russia upgraded the National Guard to level 3. That's why it suddenly fell down. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's getting better. It's just that they have more people suppressing everyone. Okay. So it's kind of working. It's kind of working. We've at least helped partially destabilize Russia. Not by a lot, but they aren't able to import as much grain as they were getting. So at the very least, we have destabilized them a little. God, I was kind of hoping it would just collapse hard into a civil war quickly, and we could just show that off. And since it's an anarchist movement, and we have, like, the trade union, and we have a petite bourgeoisie anarchist, there's a non-zero chance that we could, like, really put that to use. And actually, kind of take over the country, make it a subject. Now, it could also pop up as a major power, and we're just doomed. And we just have to watch it slowly melt away. But we're not really going to know until it happens. I kind of want another tobacco plantation. Ooh! I just realized that was... It's one. It's one, but it's one more than what we had. Yeah, some of these, they just don't want to work unless it's a higher wage. Which I don't mind. I want the wages to be higher because that bolsters the standard of living, but it means that building's not going to be effective for a little bit. It will... If it continues to struggle to find wages, it will eventually increase wages. Or wages, wow. If it struggles to find workers, it will eventually increase its wage. But that could take time. Is Prussia still a major power? Yeah, barely. One bad war and they'll fall. Ooh, Egypt's in the Russian... Oh, they're a Russian protectorate. That makes sense. Whoa, wait, what's happened? Oh, right, bug with the ports, where sometimes it tells me I have extra construction that's waiting, and I actually don't, and it's lying to me, and it's laughing behind my back. And I have to realize I have to build another synthetic plant, even though dye is so cheap that it's starting to not become profitable. How much of the dye are we exporting now? 4.3k, that's probably going to grow after this. Well, the new fertilizer plant here is struggling for jobs. They really want that wage increase, but again, I don't mind it. We could start subsidizing certain businesses to force the wage up, but my concern here is that might cause them to just enter deficit spending instead, and that could be a whole new issue where suddenly nothing is profitable because everything is just spending a horrible amount of money at once. I'd much rather kind of wait it out, let it upgrade the wages there, and pay people more. Let it balance out, let it make sure it's not going too far off the deep end. The exception here being the ammunitions factory, because... Or yeah, that is called munitions plant there. We do need to keep those subsidized because we need to keep them employed to ensure we have workers there for whenever we go to war. I did notice we were exporting some of it, though, which is fine. I don't mind that. In fact, the exports are probably worth it. You know what? It says that'll make it a profit. We'll just have to build more electricity, and that's fine. Actually... Okay, no, there's the increase. How much are these paying? 10.9 average wage? Cool. I figure explosive factories, we could start upgrading some of them to that higher level, because it will replace some of the laborer jobs with engineer jobs. It actually removes some jobs entirely. But engineers make a lot more money than laborers. So, you know, small standard of living increase there for some people. Social Security is at level 4 now. Welfare payments have shot up because of that. I've really got to watch the construction pool now because I can't rely on that plus modifier since it's lying to me right now. It's not supposed to lie to you, but sometimes the ports do that. I've only noticed it being an issue with ports specifically. So, you know, a little unfortunate, but it's nothing we can't handle or deal with. Minus 44 for tobacco. Are we not exporting enough tobacco? Oh, right. We stopped exporting to the Russians. I forgot. It's not my fault Russia decided to become, you know, a potential target. It is totally my fault. I could have just left Russia well alone. How is glass? Is it still expensive? We did up construction. This is true. I guess we'll get 50 more, even though oil is going to get more expensive. We could use it. The anarchist movement has become militant again, so it's kind of back to where it started. Ooh. Ooh, see, I would love to take that offer, but they're literally in the middle of Prussia. Like, I literally could not support them. They would just get wasted. Sokoto. Oh, Sokoto's already... I was going to say I'll support them. I didn't realize Britain had already ripped them in half. Poor Sokoto. Oh, to French Niger, too. Cool. I could annex Argentina, could annex Peru, Bolivia. Those are all decent options. Could annex... Kind of tempted to annex Venezuela, because any of them I annex, they'll kind of change over to our law system. We could probably attract a lot of people to them. And I know Zulia has oil. It has to have oil, right? Discoverable resources, yeah. Colombia would be an option too, but they're still disloyal. Peru, Bolivia is another option, because I think they have a lot of good plantations, a lot of sulfur, but they just don't get any people. Or at least they're not getting enough people. They're actually suffering from turmoil quite a lot. Peru is loyal, 57. Venezuela, with 4. Argentina, 68. Argentina wouldn't be a bad option either. You could definitely house a lot of people there. I think Peru, Bolivia might be our best bet at the moment, though. Because if we go here really quickly, just to do a quick assessment, obviously there's the oil that we could help fill up that's only being partially filled. I might have overbuilt here. Oops. Obviously, lots of coffee. Is there any tea potential? No. Opium potential? Over there, okay. Technically wine, but we're not going to use wine. What is down here, then? Just livestock ranches? Die. But then, very importantly, if I can get the right buttons, obviously gold mines that we get stock, iron, lead, sulfur, lots of sulfur, rubber, not as much because I've already built up some of it, lots of wood. So I think, yeah, let's annex Peru, Bolivia, and then just start getting people there. Will they just agree? They will. Fantastic. That is good. It will take 5 years to incorporate it, but this area should already be doing better just because now they're not paying any taxes. So whatever taxes they were paying before, they're not paying anymore. We are just going to kind of switch a lot of those over because I'm sure their production methods were not as good. Which is fine. Obviously, our technology was ahead of them by quite a bit. Actually, would worsen our luxury furniture, which is funny. I guess I'll leave that one then. Oh wait, rail mechanism, that uses oil. Probably don't need that. Let's see, it'll only switch over the ones that have access to electricity, which is fine. Same thing with this. And now I bet you they didn't have oil for diesel pumps. They did not, so we can already upgrade those and make them better. I know it's saying some areas won't be as profitable. That's okay. We are just going to deal with it. We will just deal with it. There's still going to be turmoil down here, because, yeah, wow, their turmoil was really bad. But that's okay. We probably won't get people here initially, because, yeah, I mean, look at that. Struggling, impoverished. I mean, they were doing awful down here. They were not having a good time. Destitute, I mean, Jesus. But now they're not being taxed anymore, so that at least means their standard of living can go up a bit. I don't think it means we're going to see migration here right away, because it's not incorporated and there's a lot of turmoil. But given time, it should build up. Hopefully. We'll see if it does. Some of them that aren't in turmoil are getting migration, it looks like. At least this, well, area kind of is. Which is fine, I'll take it. Well, kind of migrating from other areas in that section, though. But that's, again, that's fine. As long as the standard of living begins to go up here, the radicalism will drop pretty hard. Yeah, like these people who are destitute are already growing quite a bit because now they're not under any taxes. So instead of being under a high tax regime, there's no taxes. That's at least allowing them to recover enough to where some turmoil... Yeah, turmoil's already dropped. This was well over 80. It's below 70 now. Given time, we'll get people here. We'll start employing more, and we can get the construction going. No, Chile, stay. Stay. We don't need too many ports, but we'll get those going too, just for the infrastructure down there. Oh, right, we have exploding the Amazon now, don't we? Because these are technically a part of it. How many of them are part of it? Ooh, okay, alright. They still get the recently conquered malice there, because, I mean, yeah, and that would probably cause some of the radicals there too. But their standard of living going up is just rectifying it pretty fast. I know steel prices keep going up, but I'm honestly going to let the steel company handle it. They seem to be doing a better job than I expected, you see. Ooh, more oil. And, you know, not a lot of infrastructure because... Oh, wait, are they not subsidizing the railways? Uh-oh, that's a problem, Venezuela. I may need to annex you pretty quick, then. Let's support your regime, just so you're... Yeah, there we go. And your regime, too, because I think I still have... we're legitimate, that's fine. That way they're a little more stabilized, but also it'll help suppress their liberty desire. I should probably just go ahead and do that for Cuba, too. That actually improves their attitude, so they might stop trying to revolt. They might stop trying to feed each other liberty desire for revolt, too. Through mutual agreement to help each other revolt if the time comes. Then I say if, because I will send the military down there again if I have to. Please don't make me send the military again. $267. Oh my god, it's so much money. I can't. It's so much. Please don't make more money. Oh no. How are vineyards doing? Actually, above minus 35%, so they're doing okay. They're still suffering, but you know, they're suffering with style. There's no style here. It's just suffering. We're building ports there, so we could go ahead and build iron mines too. I know we're building a bunch of jobs with no one to actually work them, but my assumption here is that by building it all up, a bunch of people could start migrating there, and they'll start filling in the holes. Or they'll start heading to North Carolina. That works too. I don't know how long this will maintain relevancy, this anarchist movement. But the fact that it's radicalizing 36 individuals a month, 36,000 individuals a month is something. And the fact that the only reason it's not over 90 is because Russia's actually trying to suppress it with the National Guard is something of note. It is something to note, that is for sure. Let's get more food industries going, even though it won't be very profitable because it's getting cheaper and cheaper as time goes on. It might be getting too cheap, actually. We might actually be running out of places to export liquor. And by places, I mean Qing, because apparently Qing doesn't want my liquor anymore. God, I wish trade routes could grow indefinitely. How is... that's not what I wanted. How is Qing doing? Oh, they've actually gone up recently. They're at 7.6 now. They're actually doing better. That's nice. That's good to see. Ooh, what's happening over here? Ah, I see. They're just Belgium and the Netherlands are just being pulled into a larger war of probably something that they didn't choose to have, but you know they have to fight it now, whether they like it or not. Ooh, gold. Forgot North Dakota had gold. How nice. Oklahoma found a bunch more oil. Awesome. I didn't realize I forgot it could go to 40. That'll be good. So our unemployment is actually rising, but our peasant numbers are dropping. So I'll take that as a maybe win. As in, maybe we're winning. I'm not sure if we are. But I'm just gonna hope that we are. Who are we arresting? The humanitarian? Who would take over in his place if we arrested him now? Hard to say. Possibly a social democrat, possibly a fascist. I'm curious. Who takes over? Who took over? A humanitarian. It's okay, don't worry. This guy will do a better job, I promise. I can't promise this. We have achieved the first flight, though, in 1919, so definitely not keeping up with history. But I don't think we were keeping up with history to begin with. I don't know if history is following us, actually. Ooh, kill rate. This gives kill rate too, right? Let's just grab those, then. We might actually switch off advanced research, finally. Not that there's anything better. Like, I mean, we could get construction, foreign investment, transportation infrastructure, militarize the industry. I don't know if we'll actually grab anything here, but, you know, it's... Ah, I missed it. It's a thought. It's just something we could do. It doesn't mean we should do it. But this is also the same person who cut an entire grain route to Russia just to see if it could make them suffer and, you know, take over the country. I'm playing for the greater good, I promise. How many clothes are we exporting? 3.7k? That sounds like not enough to me. Qing is already getting close. Britain, would you like your textile industry to be undermined? Yes, you would. You know what? I can't anymore. We're just exporting. We're just gonna export. I don't care who to who. I am just going to throw things at people and make them buy it. I just need to export more goods, please. I have the convoys. I take my stuff. Would you like guns? I have guns. I have lots of guns. I have steamers. I want to say I have glass, but I keep using it. Oh, fabric. We have fabric. Would you like fabric? Who wants fabric? Good. Now make more cotton mills. Plantations. Whatever they're called. Just make more. Of the things that make more money. I'm literally, like, trying to increase demand by all means possible. Even when it doesn't make much sense. Maybe it does. I don't know. Oh, right. I guess we need to build war machines for airplanes. Can those be consumed for leisure? They can. They can. They won't make money, apparently, but they can. Be consumed, that is. That make money is a completely different matter. So how is tobacco pricing if liquor is down? It is gone. It is just gone. There is no more demand. Oh, that's fine. Alright. How is Russia doing? It's going up to 78. So they are radicalizing the people. In fact, the amount of individuals that are radicalizing seems to be growing. Which is cool. Very slowly, mind you. Russia still hasn't recovered in standard of living since we cut that, which is a good thing, in my opinion, because that means that means it's at least somewhat working. Let's clear all of this really fast. It might not be working as efficiently or effectively as we would desire, but at least it's doing something. Like, it could also just do nothing. But it's doing something. I also forgot Liberia as our subject. They've been our subject since the start of the game, and I forgot about them. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Liberia. I didn't mean to forget about you. I was too busy bullying the Americans in South America. Which is probably fine. That's probably acceptable, right? It's probably acceptable. Oh? Stance on multiculturalism is neutral, we even acted, countries are... Oh, yeah, I forgot you can get this. Sure, why not? That sounds funny. Does it make him a humanitarian? It does. Oh, that's amazing. It probably won't do anything. It'll probably just destabilize the country, actually, but it's still funny to me. How's Uruguay doing? It's over 1 million people now, 40% English. Oh, beautiful. We actually need more coffee, though. I'm sorry. The Dutch! And then Guyana found rubber. Good for Guyana. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I saw, like, 584k people? Wait, was it just, like, a mass migration here I didn't notice? Or is it always... It's probably always been this way. I probably didn't notice. Well, in that case... How about we mass agriculturalize the place? Yeah, that sounds great. Take off the railroad, please. We just need to employ them for now. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. In fact, do it a bit more. I like the sound of this. Sounds great. So it's been surveyed. We can make a suitable offer. Has anyone bought it yet? No. They're amicable. We could probably buy it right underneath the Russians. Even though it's their subject. Yeah, there we go. We now own the Suez Canal. Well, we own where the Suez Canal will be. I'm going to incorporate it as well. Even though it takes 21 years and the game will be over probably by then. Yeah, no, the game would be over well before then. But that's okay. I'm just doing it for the funny. For the fun of it. I'm doing it because I can. I'm doing a lot of things in this game because I can, not because I should. Which means it's probably not the wisest thing in the world, and you probably shouldn't follow it, but, you know, we're here. God, how much more? I'm gonna have to import silk at this rate if this continues. Which is fine. The fact we've made so much silk art from art silk to begin with, it's actually impressive. 79% going on towards 80. Yeah, I don't think this revolt's gonna happen in time. Well, maybe it can if I can just keep the game going at a fast rate. And knowing me, I probably can't, so we're kind of out of luck there, I'm afraid. Dang, all those iron mines we built. Well, I guess the ones in the far south here are probably not actually being utilized yet. I really don't have iron mines to build. This is weird. There are some, but it's like I don't have many to build now. I don't like that feeling. It's scary. Gotta remember their railroads will probably be weaker than ours, so we gotta build it up twice. Really should be focusing on our unemployed instead, maybe. But what I'm hoping is that the unemployed will start migrating down here from our other states. Yeah, some are coming from like Florida and Missouri right now. Rhode Island, Missouri. That's good. We want to see that. We want the unemployed to be migrating down here so they can start working the jobs where we literally have no workers for. Unless it's La Paz here, in which case there were a lot of people that could be put to work, and so they are. Still gonna be 3 more years for it in Corbett. Yeah, like now they're living secure lives, middling. So the standard of living over here jumped up dramatically. So we did a good thing. We did a good thing. I mean, the people who were in charge that we threw out of power might disagree, but we did a good thing. Oh yes, the opium plantation. Very nice. Ah, we're getting that little bug again, that fun bug where... Oh yeah, how many areas are having electrical shortages? Look. I forgot to ask about that, because... Yeah. Let's just kind of do this across Mexico. Electricity in Texas is expensive. Not anymore. And then I think it said... Ah, Minnesota. I was thinking Missouri for some reason. Just to kind of balance that out, make it work better. But as you can see, now it's better for them to be unemployed than it is to be peasants. That's why our unemployment rate is rising and our peasant numbers are falling, which isn't necessarily bad. If we can afford the welfare payments, this is fine, because the unemployed will demand a lot more than peasants will. And with it at level 4, we'll go ahead and push it to level 5 here. We can, at the very least, ensure that their demand is consistent. What are they at now, since it's at level 4? 18 before modifiers, roughly. Maybe 17. That's not bad. That's bad. That's not bad. It means they're buying luxuries with their welfare payments. Which sounds silly, but, you know, that's what's happening. $810. I don't know if it can get any higher than that. It hit 901 at some point, apparently. That's probably before they raised wages. That's just a guess, though. I really couldn't prove that at all. Could upgrade some of these, yeah. Glass is no longer expensive, though. I guess the tool workshop, because we can. It's going up in expenditure again. That's fine. That's good. We want to see that, I'm sure. We probably want to see that. Yes, let's build you up a bit more. Why not? God, I want to keep time going, but I have to keep pausing to build because we're building so much so often. I might have to start letting the construction pool partially dry up, or just make a investment agreement with China and just start dumping all the construction in there, even though we have so many unemployed to deal with still, and peasants. I mean, I want to turn California into a fabric plantation, but I might just make it vineyards. Could make it grain, too. We could always just do more grain. But I know too much grain would also be a problem in its own right. Alright, Texas. Sugar. Yes. That'll help a little. Ring the bell tolls. Oh no, is this the, it is the anarchist, darn. And now they're led by an ethno-nationalist. The armed forces are led by a fascist. Uh, hmm. Maybe if we ignore them, they'll just go away. You know? We could try that. Just ignore them and hope they go away. I don't think it works, but oh, we could try. I love how we have a level 90 grain route going to Qing at this point. That's why their standard of living has gotten better, by the way, is because we're starting to supply them with the stuff they're missing. Russia has managed to import grain from elsewhere to some extent, partially from Qing, actually. So they've managed to partially stabilize, but the anarchist movement is also at 80% militancy, and they haven't fully recovered. So while they've kind of recovered, they haven't fully recovered. They're still suffering. Suffering. How long will this construction queue last? 9 weeks! You have 121... Well, I guess you had. Okay. And now the intelligentsia are led by an ethno-nationalist. What's going on? What's happening? Don't do that. We're making such good progress. So much of the country is fully accepted now. Is this what they call the rollback effect? Anyway. Tobacco is cheap. I mean, everything's kind of getting cheap. We could just subsidize even cheaper grain, I guess. I'm just worried that the wages would start to suffer because it becomes too cheap. Maybe the citrus orchards are the way to go now. Not sure. We're kind of, we're not hitting a brick wall, but we're definitely hitting some kind of wall. That's for sure. I'll just build this vineyard up then. That way we can say we've built one of them up. Can I export paper at this point? I probably have been. I probably forgot that I am. Oh, we're not. We can, though. Technically it's a consumer good, so I won't export it to Russia. Because we're wanting Russia to just kind of go down. Although it's got 100 million GDP. Nice job, Russia. Although at this rate, this movement might fizzle out because it's only growing very slowly because of its own radicalization. So I don't know how big... Oh, it's... Right, anarchist movements are secession movements, so they won't actually take over the whole country. It would just be the piece that they take with them. Although the piece that they take with them would actually hurt Russia, so... You know, that could... That could domino effect. Because some of that, like Kiev, are pretty good at making a lot of grain. Which I hear Russia needs now, and some of that is also coastline, which is where they get the fish. But it's okay if we don't get it all. Causing anything in there would be just funny to me at this point. Oh, sure. Santa Cruz migration sounds good to me. Because it could really use the extra people there. A reactionary movement supporter. Oh, no. Oh, that's why. Oh, no. Yeah, this government is now contested. In part because we're supporting several, regimes. 3 of them, actually. Also in part because I'm pretty sure their disagreements have now grown. Which is probably not fantastic, but, you know, oh well. Oh, God, I feel like we're just suffering from success at this point. We're trying to get things to go up and then more people arrive. We could... I was gonna say, we could close the borders, but I don't think that would really solve anything in the long run. I think our problems would still persist for quite a while. Ooh, fish is getting above base price. We need more fish, but... we are running out of fishing spots. I guess we can add more jobs, hope people migrate to them. Probably won't. Some areas like Venezuela are suffering from market access. We do need to probably annex them when the time comes. It's not their fault. It's, you know, it's us. We have expectations. Very, very high expectations. But that's okay. At least it would be agitating if the National Guard wasn't around in Russia. How is Italy doing? Is it near another revolt? That's Austria. The radical movement is militant, but that is because the communist movement, who is also militant, is already trying to break away, and it would just be Savoy, which would be in a corner. Italy wants an alliance. No, Italy, I'm kind of waiting for things to kick off in your country. I don't think they will, though, which is a little unfortunate, but oh well. I guess we could use more tools after all. Some more jobs going for those, then. Revolution in North Germany. It is sadly not Prussia tearing itself apart for us to annex. Zealand? Oh, poor Denmark. I didn't realize Denmark had suffered so much. Well, saying so much is probably a bit more than how they've actually suffered, but you get the idea. They've been torn apart limb from limb. Our average standard of living is 25 now, at least. It's not as impressive as the 30 standard of living we reached with the worker cooperatives. But arguably, worker cooperatives probably have the easiest time reaching the highest standard of living. On the flip side, 9.82% of the population are still peasants, so their standard of living is arbitrarily lower. 19.4. I mean, 19.4 for peasants is still pretty good. Like, that's still really good for the peasants. Oh, the silk is so expensive. It's never going to be cheap. It's always going to be expensive. We're going to be paying out the nose for it forever. Alrighty. I might just turn this into another wheat farm, like I did with Illinois. Which temporarily worked out, and then it didn't. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get more grain flowing through here. Especially because that level 50 fertilizer plant will be built at some point. Oh, the armed forces have become irrelevant again. I'm sure they'll be back. If this doesn't get high enough, I might start exporting grain to Russia. We could export grain to Russia again, get their standard of living up again, and then just drop them again. That is technically something we could do. The Tsar out of time. Oh, it's Nikolai. Cool. The war to come. Oh, interesting. I don't know. Hanover doesn't like us. Cuba's suffering another uprising. Alright, well, I'll put it down. Do I do it? I might do it. I don't think it would do that much, though. It would really hurt us to suddenly cut that, though. The grain and the liquor, but we give about about a fourth of their grain. What about liquor? A lion's share. And they're obsessed with liquor, right? Could I weaponize this to cause Qing to have a civil war? Maybe. Except, oh, right, no, they wouldn't break apart. They somehow, by bugging it, won the Opium War. Okay, this is gonna hurt us. This is gonna really hurt us. We're just gonna cut our roots to Qing. And I need to pivot hard here, because we'll die then. I guess I don't want to help Russia, but if we're gonna try it in Qing, I need to reorient temporarily. We're exporting close to them too, yeah. So we'll reorient that as well. Because what we're doing the same thing here that we're trying to do there, and I think they're on land-based taxation, right? Medium land-based taxation. Okay, all right. So what happens is suddenly there's not enough food and there's not. You know what? I really want to see if you can weaponize it now. You know. Let's just see. 99%. Okay, see, they're fine still. They're fine. It's not that bad. Okay. Okay. 5% of the population are not doing good, but that's okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow! That's a lot of money. I'm sure they're... No, wait, they're obsessed with liquor, aren't they? So it will probably still be up in price. They'll get off the groceries and buy grain, but grain is not cheap. They're going to try to import it. They can import some. But... Ooh, actually, wait. They're about to drop. I want to see the liberal movement here. It's currently at 59% protesting. So what happens when the next tick happens? Okay, went up by 1%. I saw that radical shift. Okay, went up by a couple percentage points. So that's good. Our economy will suffer a bit. It did do a very slight dip, but not too much. And then I guess we can just rubber band it off of Russia, rip it off of them later, and bounce back and forth, try to destabilize them both. The only reason I'm considering destabilizing China is because if it's small enough, if the revolt is not too large, it leaves open the possibility that we could, you know, turn them into our subject. That's not guaranteed in the slightest, but I want to try. While we still have a bit of time left, I would like to try. I don't know if they're going to keep falling. Well, they might fall one level and go back up. Oh, no, they are still falling. Not as quickly, though. But they are still falling slowly. Let's go ahead and build up the rest of the ports just so the infrastructure so I don't have to worry about it later. Yeah. That'll be fine. The Suez... Oh! Oh, right, no, you still have to subsidize it, I guess. Oh, anyway. How is coffee doing now? I know it was going back up, it went back down, it's at minus 13. Because I figure if it's high enough, we can just start building more of those again. Not a full build, but definitely most of it. That'll reduce the number of peasants. Just leave open a tiny bit of space for them to come back in, you know? I don't think there's a lot of workers down here at the moment. That's fine. I know people are migrating down here. You get 1.6, 1.4. It's not a lot because of the infrastructure, but it's getting better at least. It's moving. Right. Did you lose your... Yes, you did lose your admiral. You? What does that re-roll to? I guess we'll take the corporatist. Take one of the random armies, go forth. Maybe conquer. Maybe conquer. Okay, so they've dropped 2 levels, so... There are several million radicals at this point. For however long that will last. That has kind of kicked up the liberal movement to several activism points in terms of revolting, but it's not really enough. The peasant movement is agitating, though. That might have gone up more. It is usually made up of peasants. I mean, we'll see. I don't think it's going to grow further, but I do see Sun Yat-sen's ambitious and social bandit traits are significantly upgrading their radicalism. Or activism, sorry. The name changes get me still. Yeah, I mean, at least we were able to see that we did cause it to shift by several percentage points. Because the standard of living did actually drop. Technically, if I were to embargo Qing, I could stop them from importing from me. Because they are importing groceries to some extent, but... their ability to do that is limited. They don't have the same kind of infrastructure that we do for trade. And liquor prices are still very expensive for them, so they can't really exactly just recover. But they're technically above minimum expected standard of living still, which is why they're not suffering greatly. But we'll see how it goes. I love how instead of building up my economy even more with trade, I'm trying to just weaponize it now. It's probably not advisable to do that. Considering it starts to create openings to where I don't have demand for various products that I need demand for, but... oh well. I chose the pain. I will take the pain. It's okay. Our exports elsewhere are growing up enough now. Or, I guess they're still growing in some cases. That's fine, though. Liquor is so impossibly cheap now, it's suffering. But I did this. Ooh, why is your suddenly fallen? Oh, because we stopped constructing. Don't worry. Yep. That makes sense. How cheap is fabric now? Well, I guess it's very cheap. We do kind of keep building it everywhere we go. A textile mill for everyone. And, painfully high silk costs. Alright. Technically, Qing's GDP went up, though, because grain got a lot more valuable, and they make grain. So, you know, good for them. Oh, that movement's becoming less relevant. I think it's always been about this relevant, yeah. I don't know, the movement doesn't really have a lot of loyalists, so it doesn't have a lot of radicals either. If it had more members, maybe it would get larger. Be able to radicalize more people, at least. Right now, it's not radicalizing a lot of them. Yeah, I don't think there's enough discontent in China for us to push it over, because it's starting to go back down. That's fine. At least we gave it a try. I think it is possible to weaponize it. Like with Russia, it's probably a bit easier because they're on high taxes. So it's not like an equal exchange of radicals and loyalists, in theory at least. It's more radicals than it will be loyalists. So it's probably a tad easier to pull it off there. But even then, it's still very touch and go. Probably be easier to try it in a place like Britain, but Britain has so much coastline that any revolt's going to seize so much of the military that it will still have pretty good not standard of living, prestige. Steel mill's fine now? Kind of. Yeah, jeez, their productivity flips by the hundreds depending on if we're using it all or not. You're going up in your wages now? Goodness. Standard of living. Whatever you call this. Yeah, Russia's standard of living is going back up. Qing's standard of living should go back up now, too. They're on moderate taxes, so it's not going to happen. But, you know, again, I wanted to try. What we could actually do is build Qing up a ton. But then I remember we have, you know, unemployment that's still growing, and I have to go solve that instead. Alright, we are getting close to 3 hours, so we might stop soonish. We're at 1921, we're making good progress. We're not getting to 1930 at this rate, but that's okay. Grain is so cheap now, again, even though we're still exporting it. Of course, our export routes have suffered because a certain someone decided to keep cutting them to just mess with various governments. I'm not saying names, but, you know, I could have been doing other things. I mean, they could have been doing other things. You know? Like employing people. I've got so many level 50 textile mills now. I'm trying to find places that don't have a level 50 textile mill. But also a lot of unemployed, which is not happening at this point. Still building the synthetic plant here. We are. Okay, I needed to make sure. You know what? Build that up. We'll get those going. I guess we'll just get another big old grain farm going here, too. I mean, I'll just make unemployed instead of peasants, but we have the money to afford it, at least. Alrighty. French mass migration. Ooh, is it down here? Chiapas. No, not quite. Yeah, over here. Which is good. It probably needs people. I don't know. I'm just guessing because it was red. It probably doesn't need people. It's unemployed. And it's unemployment. Everything's maxed out. Go somewhere else. We're not taking people at this time. I mean, we are, just not here. Yeah, I think this has been successful. It could arguably better. We could have tried to take over a lot more of the world. We could have annexed Brazil, for example, and all that stuff. Probably been even stronger. But I think just for just a command economy run in general, this has been fantastic. I mean, we're making 11 million in dividends right now from the government. That's crazy. Oil rigs and textiles at the top too. I can imagine why oil rigs are up there. If I don't find more oil at some point, we'll be choking for it. Sure, they're a reformer. I don't mind reformers. Oh, right. Ching's still on traditionalism. Join the anti-Spanish League. Sure, why not? Your GDP starts falling because we're exporting all the grain to them again. That's funny. Actually... yeah, sure. I'll import that from Qing. Why not? We could import that from Britain, too, if we want, but we'll just focus on Qing for the moment. Oh, God, who lit the place on fire? Oh, the turmoil is still here, even though it... oh, is that because of the wildfire? Might be because of the wildfire. Not sure. Oh, yeah, because their demand for goods went up because of the wildfire, so they're actually even lower in standard of living now. How unfortunate. How is Britain doing textile-wise? They make a lot of it, but we're exporting quite a bit of it to them now. I don't think we're... I mean, I guess we're partially undercutting their industry. But I don't think we're undercutting it by that much. Tool workshop? Can't go wrong with more tools. Always export them. Letting the steel kind of build itself, which seems to be doing fine, actually. I think they've finished yet. Nope, not for another 6 weeks at least. And they'll need coal for it, so why not build that up too? That way there's going to be not as many unemployed. I wanted to say few to none, but honestly, they'll probably be back. I think they always come back. Dang, it's level 45 now. They own 43 levels of it. Exporting that liquor will take time. We are exporting it. So yes, we'd probably be at 2 billion GDP right now if I hadn't just kept cutting roots that I probably arguably shouldn't cut. But, you know, I want to experiment. I want to see what happens if I decide to just go nuts and start cutting roots and watch countries maybe collapse. That don't really collapse in the end because they can apparently stabilize themselves. Partially. I mean, again, we saw some effect on these, but just not as much as we would have liked. Although if Russia didn't have the National Guard, they'd be pretty close to that secession. Alrighty. You know, silk's so expensive, I'm going to start importing it as well now, which it'll make the synthetic plants suffer a bit, but the dye price has gotten so low that I need to import silk to some extent. I don't think I can export any more dye. I mean, I'm trying to, but there's just not enough demand for it. Russia takes quite a bit, at least. Unemployment's below 5 million. The peasants are below 10 million, so that's good. That's a good sign. I'll take it. Might actually, yeah, do some sugar plantations down here. I might give this one benign neglect because I think the United Fruit Company's been hard investing into that one. So I'll leave it just because they've invested a lot into it. Yeah. That one too. Have they invested in this one as well? They have. They kind of started investing into Alabama as well, but it's not high enough to where I'd be worried about hurting it. Right, these probably don't have any railroads, do they? Some of them don't. Haven't seen a train at all. It's a myth, as far as they're concerned. I mean, our standard of living keeps slowly going up. It's not quick, but it is going, which is a good sign. Even if, you know, we're going to hit a ceiling at some point and go nowhere. Normal wage is 8.5 now in the US, the tooltip says. So that means government wages have been going up too, at least. %. God, you still have a ways to go. Keeps going up and down, though, so it probably will never get up there because we keep having people migrate here. Oh, the corporatist died in office. Well, it happens, you know? One day you're working at your desk, the next you're somewhere else. Oh, look at these trade routes. We're exporting so much, that's why I can't fight Britain. Yeah, that liquor export route is going to get so high. Which will save the food industry because, you know, I'm the reason the food industry is suffering in the first place. Sure, it's at 20%, even though it's going to ask for more oil. Is there any oil we can import, maybe? Maybe there's some. There's about 4.2k oil we can import from Britain. We'll do that. Because we're reaching that stage point where we're probably just going to coast as far as we can and annex our vassals over time. You know, whenever they let us. Whenever they maybe let us. 142 in wage. You're at 356 now? Stop! Oh my god! This is hilarious. So that's why their productivity has gone down. It's because they've raised their wages. Oh my god. These are the richest clerks I have ever seen in the game. That isn't from some kind of exploitative system where there are government clerks being paid thousands in wages per day. Oh my god. Look, you'd think they were demanding a ton of stuff. The demand is relative to their population size. But they're larger than the capitalists over here. These capitalists are demanding 131 luxury clothes. The shopkeepers that are twice their size are demanding 94, with a 3-level difference in their standard of living. It is quite something, is it not? Let's see, can we get to at least maybe the next year? Actually, what time is it? Yeah, because if we're running to like 3 hours now, I don't want to make these episodes too long. I feel like 3 hours is already a lot to listen to of me just jabbering on of what I'm doing. That is a lot of time to ask people to watch for already. So let's try to get to the next year at least. See where things stand. Maybe we can get another episode out. I do want to push this all the way to 36 just to see how far we get. Okay, good. These are all getting people now. Yeah, there's a lot of Yankee, French, Alemannic. Yeah, okay. So these areas are getting people. They are getting jobs. These have been getting employed over time. It's been taking time, but they are getting people, which is good. So yeah, we've been slowly getting more oil, for example. Not a lot from Santa Cruz right now, but over time people arrive, they get jobs there, and we do get it. So we're at least getting some of that. A lot of these just don't have people. At least the gold mines are running at optimal efficiency. Well, not optimal. We could activate automation, which would help us get our GDPC goal. We're at 6 now. Excellent. I think our goal is GDPC of 7. I'm surprised we're this high without that much automation. But then again, we have so many people and such a high workforce ratio, it's not that surprising if you think about it. Plus, very expensive goods like automobiles would do it. Here we are. I can build something here. How is furniture doing? I know it's been suffering because regular furniture is at -9 base price. That is a lot better than I was expecting. Last I checked, it was like -20 something. Oh, no, right. I guess we could just build 50 there. 50's here. You know what? Let's get an excuse to cry about, what is it called? Wood. The lack of wood. You pay 6.95, you pay 8.22. I mean, we could get automation later on if we need it. Like, we make so many tools, it would not be hard at all. And the coal, how cheap coal is, oh, we could automate so much. The only reason I haven't is because we still have peasants and unemployed to employ, but that number is dropping. It is dropping, which is good. Forgot we haven't built up our whaling stations. We can literally get oil from these. And meat. But I want it for the oil, primarily. That place needs jobs. Let's go ahead and just queue these up, too, just so they're ready. Oh, that was the Suez Canal, wasn't it? Yeah, the Suez Canal. Cool. Ooh. Oh, have they finally made it a government building? It's no longer a private building. Oh, thank God. I guess prior to 1.8 is what it would be now. Yeah, it's a government building. Prior to 1.8, the canals were not government buildings. They always operated as private buildings, even though they were a government construction. Like, the private pool can't build this. Only the government can, like government administration centers. And it would employ capitalists. It now employs bureaucrats. Oh, I bet a lot of people already know that, but I'm so happy to have finally realized that. I haven't built them until now, so I didn't know that they had changed it. I'm so happy that they've changed it, because now it means you don't have to subsidize the canals to make them work, because you can't subsidize them. Now they're a government building. And it means they're paid based on government wages, so that's very nice. These will be pretty decent jobs. Which government wages are relative on two things. First off, it depends on what you've set your government wages to, very low to very high. And it then depends on the average normal wage in your country. So higher wages on average means your government wages will be higher. That's another reason why I wanted to get the minimum wage for the Workplace Safety Office, partially because the food plants were paying basically nothing, partially because it forces that minimum wage average up a bit. To some extent, it helps a little. Not too much, but it helps enough. Also, ooh, 2 billion GDP. Korean mass migration to Kansas. Again, dang. It does help to some extent. And so would automation, because then the average wage is higher because you remove the lower paid jobs with higher paying jobs. Or just remove them altogether. But that does hinge on you actually employing all of them. And if you can't, that could become a problem later. Because then you have a lot of unemployed people walking around with no job. We actually need more cotton now, and I just kind of started making non-cotton everywhere. That's fine. We have cotton here. Cuban opinion is worse than, well, I mean, they never really liked me to begin with anyway. 81%. Is that 12% now. Oh, they must have conscripts that are mobilized for a war. That would do it. Oh yeah, that Kansas mass migration. Not high, because people are emigrating too, which is fine. How is Korea's population? I know they lost a little bit of their own land. 10 million? Well, at least they started growing again at some point. So is China, by virtue of just being sent stuff. Yeah, those are just going to keep growing, which is good, because it's the only reason our liquor has profitability at this point. Even though we have so many people ourselves, we almost have as many people as China does. Or Qing, however you want to pronounce it. I think you know what I'm talking about, though. It's the same location. Alrighty. And all the automobile consumption means I don't need to build as many railroads, which is great, because now it's doing... In Illinois, it's adding an extra 883 infrastructure, which is beautiful. But also, the urban center adds another 774, which is multiplied by 30% from our modifiers, which is very nice, very fancy. Honestly, if I'm annexing my subjects, we don't need advanced research anymore. I know we're going to end this shortly because I will have to upload it, get ready for work, etc. While more construction would be fun, I have so much money, I could just build more construction sectors. We don't need it. Sacred civics is helpful for those that share the same religion as you. Otherwise, it's not as helpful. But, you know, if you're going for a religion game, it could be good. Foreign investment would help with economic leverage and nationalization. That would have been useful. I mean, it's kind of between, like, maybe police coordination for the authority, which we don't need because we're not using all of it. Vassalization, which we might not need because we're annexing our subjects. External trade would actually help. Actually, yeah. Because what is our influence? 1.18k? Oh my god! Oh, wow. I've never had that much influence in my life before. Who wants a defense pact? Right? I mean, I have so much influence now. Oh my god. Because all the trade centers are giving me influence. Man, I should have switched off that 10 years ago. We didn't need that research. We could take another 14 weeks for flamethrowers. I guess. All the lobbies I could actually fund for now. Who's gonna tell me no? I have the money. I have the influence. This is ridiculous. I've made a functioning command economy, and now I'm just trying to conduct mass funding situations. Ooh. What is that Switzerland flag? Oligarchy. Oligarchy with what? Anarchy, parliament... Wait. You are an oligarchy that is under a parliamentary republic with anarchy, multiculturalism, and a cooperative owner. I think the game is having a... The game's not having fun with that. It doesn't know what to call it. It's very confused, and so am I. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna pretend I understand what it's saying. Ooh, Lubeck. We could also just bankroll a bunch of people if we wanted to. We have the money. We have everything we arguably need for it, which, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I love it. You know what? Yeah. Switzerland, give that to me. Najed. Sure. Actually, wait. I was gonna invade you, wasn't I? Right, because you have 60 oil. Can we just, yeah? Could you just give it to me? No? Well, I thought as much. I don't think our trade with Austria will grow too much, but they're nice to have. Honestly, I don't even need to rival Russia anymore. They're not worth it. I don't even need to rival France. I don't need your rivalry anymore. I will just enjoy my magnificent, seemingly endless influence. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. We can get a lot more exports going in Austria now. Because now we have a trade agreement with them. We're no longer being hindered by what I can only assume were rather protectionist tariffs that were making it a lot more difficult to export. Which are a thing in this game, so, you know, it's worth considering. I don't even know if I can spend this all unless I just start doing absolutely ridiculous things. I haven't even built my power block statues yet. Not that I need them, but, you know. I just realized those are a thing. And I had forgotten about them for so long. I don't know. What do I do with all this money? What do I do with all this stuff? This doesn't cost me influence. I'm just doing it because they'll say yes. Do I have an obligation, Lubeck? I do. I might as well then. Like, I'm sorry. I keep saying those words over and over again because I'm just awash at how much influence we have. It's ridiculous how much influence we have. Like, I don't need to rival anyone anymore. Spread thin? You could lead the Anti-British Association, because we're probably not going to upset the British at this point. Migration attraction, and then exploit for migration attraction. And that is going to be upgrading this as well, so it's actually increasing the migration attraction now, which is very, very nice, because God, we need people. God, we need people. Don't we need people? Oh, sorry, I misclicked and tabbed out right into OBS. Whoops. God, we really should make planes. Not that we're... I mean, we could go to war and use planes. Why not? We could bully Ecuador. As if we haven't bullied them enough by making them our subject against their will, but, you know. I didn't say we couldn't bully them more. I guess we'll bankroll, Brazil as well. Not that they need it, but, you know. Because we can. How is, like, the lobbying here going? There's an anti-American lobby, so the lobby's not going great. It could be doing better. I just realized I can improve so many relations. Wait. Wait. Oh, wait, that's a revolt. I don't want to improve relations with you. Oh, we're finally below 25. Okay. Or we're finally below a percentage of excess infamy, to be more precise. This is still a lot, though. Oh my goodness. So many diplomatic actions now. I'm gonna have to actually, like, put it in a corner so we don't see it. Because that's just how many there are. Which, again, I'm fine with. It's very, very neat. And concerning. I'd like... Well, I guess we already built one there, didn't we? New York could use it, I guess, yeah. We could probably try to export engines at this point, just so we can get more demand for everything. Might as well. I mean, we still have 63,000 convoys that we can use. Alaska... Might as well build this up so people have jobs to migrate there. Again, just because we can. I'm spending 442,000 to fund lobbies in a bunch of countries and bankroll Brazil. I don't expect anything to come out of it, but it might cause some pro-lobbies to form. I can't do it in places like France because our relations are too terrible, which is why we're now trying to improve relations. You know, against the countries we bullied practically endlessly. Oh, that's... that's ridiculous. It also means we don't need an interest to trade with anyone, but at this point the markets are pretty kind of across the map. So I don't think it really matters that much. We're gonna go just a tiny bit further, but I am about to stop this because this is just funny to me. Our GDP is still growing. Unemployment is hovering. Like, it's not growing, but it's not shrinking. It kind of just hovers there and stares at me, and it's like it's demanding for me to do something about it. And, I will try. Okay, you know what? I know the banana plantation's building it up, but I'll probably need more sugar soon, so we'll probably just crash the price anyway. Because we can, so why wouldn't we? I don't know what this command economy game has been, but it has certainly been a game. That is for certain. How is dye price? Is it up again? It's at 31? You know what? That's good enough for me. Let's build some more. And that'll be profitable? Profitable enough for me. We are still importing sulfur, I believe. How much are we importing? 6K? That's fine. But I will start to set up some of these sulfur mines since the infrastructure is now in place. That way we can get them going. I would so love to get Italy, though. Italy has an amazing sulfur mine. Sicily has a level 100 sulfur mine that also gets 20% from Sicilian sulfur deposits. So, production-wise, it's effectively level 120 before you account for the economy of scale and any other modifiers. Yeah, I really want Italy to become our subject. Oh, no, don't get close to that. Now I want to stay and see if it happens. Ah, the pain. The pain. Do I cut it? I guess I should, shouldn't I? Especially for a good chunk of their total market. We are. If we were to cut our grain shipments and clothes and furniture, Italy will actually suffer immensely. Yep. Yep, like they will suffer. There is no way around this. They will suffer. Some of them won't. So I'm gonna jet back down. Fantastic. I had already forgotten that we were gonna go bully Najed for what was basically most of their country. So I am curious. I don't remember what their tax system is like over here. I see some of them are falling. That's good enough. Quickly, an idea. Concrete fortifications. We may as well work towards mobile armor while we're at it. I mean, they will adjust towards more fish, so some of them won't suffer, but some of them, the higher standard of living might suffer. Because now it's harder to earn money, and yeah, they're suffering a bit. Ooh, the crew. I might be mispronouncing that. I might be mispronouncing a lot of things in this game. And I do care. I just suck at pronunciation. Okay, so it's kind of fueling it a bit. It's some more people are radicalizing. It says it's going to go up to 96 now. Okay, yeah, it's still growing. It's still growing. So we have caused a sudden problem in Italy. Not that they can't, you know, import and solve it themselves to some extent. Oh, God, I really shouldn't be recording further, but I really want to see what happens here now. I'm very curious. I'm very, very curious. If we cut coal, that would just mess their economy up. God, I mean, I really want to, but I also I think we've done enough damage. I think at this point it will play out on its own. Because a lot of them are below standard of living, so they're already radicalizing to begin with. We just kind of accelerated the process. That's all we really did. 96.7. It's kind of what we did, though, is we kind of just accelerated the process here. So I think a lot of these moves are radicalizing their people, too. Yep. So they're gaining radicals every week. Although it's not quick, the more of the population that are radicalized, the harder it's going to be for them to put it down. Yes, it is slowly pushing there. Oh, man. I'm okay. We will try to see, just out of morbid curiosity. But if it becomes a civil war to where we can either get them or not, that will answer our question, and then we'll stop. And that will be the end of it. Speaking of which, we have, like, no one in charge of the armies, and that's kind of a problem, because if no one's in charge of the armies, we can't really use the army. Anarchist! Bump it up to where there's almost none of them here now, I guess. Baja California can use some, actually. Santa Cruz could use some. And you all could use a little. Just so there's open agriculture jobs that will attract some people. 2.1 million, even though we're sabotaging Italy. Even though we have a friendship with Italy. This militancy is slowly growing. It's primarily, it is basically from radicals. There are no loyalists left. That's what, 6% of the country? Oh, no, it is relevant. It said, for half a second when I looked at it, it said 0 and my heart dropped. I was like, you've got to be kidding. All this for nothing. But I think we're just playing a waiting game at this point, where we're kind of just waiting for it to happen. Seeing which, I don't think anything else is going to happen revolt-wise. I don't see anything. Nothing on the level of a political revolt, at least. Own a jet, right, we own a jet now. We really should build that up. Do we have the oil yet? No. We'll just attract people there, because I know it has a level... I think it's a level 50 oil rig, like Texas, for example. So yeah, good chunk of oil we can squeeze out of there. I would very much like to have it. Speaking of which, why don't we just squeeze out more coal to export, because, you know... People need jobs, and that's a job. With demand, because I can't build enough, I guess. Oh god, this is gonna crash the coal price so hard. It's okay, it'll be fine. Really should just use this instead to find it. Would go a lot better. Find it so much faster. I just have to make jobs for the sake of jobs so the economy keeps going now. Who is this? Well, it's Rodney. Let a doctor see him. Which I think removes him. I don't know. They're marginalized at the moment, so it's not like we're that concerned. The things I'm doing to see if this happens. Because if we can grab Italy as a subject, even if it's the very late into the game, that would still be really funny. That would just be really funny. For no other reason other than to say that we did it. Do we need more meat? I think we do. We haven't really been building up meat. Yeah, we could get some. Why not? It's not too productive. Fools are actually coming back down in price finally. Or coming up in price is what I mean to say, I think. Oh well. Oh, Iowa has like no unemployed left. I'm shocked. We've actually solved the unemployment crisis in Iowa. Because they're migrating elsewhere. Why are they migrating elsewhere? I couldn't tell you at this point. They're just migrating. Oh, they're probably migrating down here, aren't they? All because of all the open agriculture jobs. Yeah, I think so. Bengali culture, mass migration. I mean, that's good. We did say we wanted to get lots of people down here to start working a lot of these areas that don't have people to work them. So that's good. Might mess with a few businesses, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, this is definitely going to revolt at this point. We got resource rights in... Did we get investment rights in you? No, but you owe us an obligation. So we're definitely getting obligations. Oh, Zealand has just grown. Okay. Poor Denmark. They're not in Denmark anymore. It's kind of sad. Persia is just hurt. Wow, we gained a lot of obligations for all these lobby fundings, didn't we? Can it give obligations? I guess it can. Because I suddenly have quite the obligations, and I don't remember getting them. I could have just not paid attention, and that's what happened here, but I'm honestly not sure. It's so weird seeing dye and fabric both be so horribly cheap. I don't mind it, but it's so weird to see them so cheap. Usually one of them's at least somewhat expensive. In this case, they're just both really cheap. Food industry? Yeah, why not? Just to give them jobs, just so they have jobs. Literally, I don't know if it's going to be efficient. I'm just giving you a job is what's happening here. We didn't run the numbers at all. We're just hoping it works out. So, you know, good luck. Is Florida getting people? Florida's getting a lot of people. Florida's getting many people. There are many people coming to Florida. Alrighty. Oh, I mean, it's kind of flip-flopping now. It's kind of not going worse, not getting better. But, I mean, they're going to be so small that I'm pretty sure we could sway them. But they might... Well, they might agree to our systems. It'll be more aligned with theirs. I don't think the revolt's going to happen in time, though, because we are running at this point where I am going to have to put a stop to it. So I think we'll leave that for next time. I wanted to do it this time. We'll leave it for next time. We did hit 26... standard of living. Our upper strata, those who are still left because they own foreign buildings, are actually lavish. Oh, right. Some of them are in the company, so they'll always exist. The middle strata are over affluent now with modifiers, and the lower strata are secure, which is great. Our urban centers are either suffering horrendously because things are very cheap, or they're not so cheap yet. Which I want to say is fine. I don't know if it is fine. Transportation's so cheap. Oh, God. This steel mill is starting to run out of cash reserves. How much are you Oh, because of the wages? No, you make money. No, you're... right, the workforce dividend thing. Okay, never mind. Anyway. Yeah, this is beyond nuts. The wealth that they have is nuts. And I honestly want to see what are the other companies looking like. Lavish is the average here at 142. American Metals, I know, is not doing as good. It's in New York. 122.83. Lavish. Okay, Lavish. It's not bad. Lavish, 93. At least they pay well, right? United Fruit Company, 104.56. Wealthy. Okay, one of them had to not be doing well, right? But yeah, that is just nuts. And then if we go look at our government employees, average wage of 25. 8.698 normal wage has definitely gone up a little. 28 with a +3, 37 with a +3. This is... Whew, and they're running quite the excess, so you never know. If things got cheaper, if they get more money, this could grow even harder. Radios and telephones are over 30% base price. That is probably something I need to be looking into, is getting that up. Even they want tea now. Grain's cheap. And our export system is working out quite well. Not only is it generating a bunch of demand and making foreign countries reliant on us for various goods, we're actually going to run out of convoys finally. We're down to 40k and it's still going. That's so many convoys for... What is this, coal? 96. God, you know, if I was on free trade, this would get even better because it could grow even higher, but we'd just run out of convoys before then. Which I would be fine with. I would not mind that. Yeah, Austria's standard of living started going up when we exported to them. Because of all the materials. Belgium. Even Russia, who is... did they raise their taxes again? I think Russia raised their taxes again. I think they're at very high taxes now. Ooh, they are. They are. Oh, I think I know what we're doing next time. A little bit of sabotage is definitely coming their way. Qing's standard of living is pretty much reliant on whether we keep exporting them alcohol or not, which is really funny. To give you one more final idea on this, 40,000 of our 114,000 coal is exported. I'd like to say it again. We are exporting 40,000 coal out of our market. If we were not doing this, the coal mines would basically collapse from lack of demand. Tools are mostly an internal thing. We're exporting about 2,000 of them. Oh, we're on industrial goods, not all goods. We're exporting 44k grain. About a fifth of our grain demand is just exports. Fabric is mostly used. We're actually exporting 20,000 clothes now. And a fifth of our grocery demand is exports? Okay. Cool. 6k steel, that's just us to Britain. I mean, we export a lot of stuff now. 12k of our liquor. Coffee we actually need, so that's not really an export crop for us. I just realized we're on protectionism. I can't... If I don't set it to export focus, it's not going to give me good numbers, huh? I have been importing the paper the whole time. That's why it's not exporting well. Ah, there we go. That's better. But yeah, how many trade centers do we have? That's something I need to answer before I let everyone go here. We have 2,719 trade centers. Each trade center gives 2 influence points. 2. It is a lot. It is a lot. Bureaucrats are 3.49% of the population with 12.6% of the political cloud. They're almost in the top 3. Yeah, we are big. 340 million people. We will, at the current rate, we would probably surpass China or reach China by 1936. We have 12 years to go if we do one more episode of this. If there's anything else you want to see that I can show next time, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I hope this was entertaining for you. I'm glad I was good enough to do it, and I will see you all next time.